Hello, and welcome to Totally Booked right now. Hello, what's up?
Not much. How are you? Ready to
Good.
do this? Yeah.
Sorry for our brief hiatus. We were thwarted by the, I don't know, life, I guess.
Yeah, it was my fault.
Yeah,
It
okay.
was between travel plans that
Yeah.
did not go as anticipated, as well as life in general. But we're here.
We're in outer space.
I was, literally. I mean, I felt like I was. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. Can't. Okay. If any of you fellow millennial girls are Backstreet Boys fans, I went to see them in Vegas at the Sphere, and it was life-changing. Absolutely life-changing. I mean,
she's on the moon.
Yeah. Yep. It was a 12 out of 10 concert experience. Don't know if I can really go see anyone ever again anywhere else.
I know.
Yeah.
I was more of an NSYNC girl myself.
Yeah, I get that. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, they had a little bit more like upbeat stuff compared to Backstreet Boys, so I do kind of get that. They were a little bit slower, a little moodier, but
right. I mean, the Backstreet Boys were, they're the bad boys. NSYNC's voice is all
beep beep beep.
Their voices are in perfect harmony. They're like angels.
Yeah. Love them. But it was really good. If you are a fan of them and want to spend a lot of money to go to Vegas and see them do it.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely go anyway. You know what I mean? I like them enough. It's relive my youth.
Exactly.
Every old band is coming back now.
I know.
I hate it. I hate it. No, I love it. Fix
I know,
that.
but I mean, I'm like, we were kind of joking while we were there.
My wallet hates it.
I know. My friends, we were joking like, hey, remember when we used to give our parents a hard time for loving all those 80s rock bands?
Yeah.
And here we are.
Right. Or you're like, wow, the Super Bowl is actually playing good music now for halftime. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Oh no, I'm now the target audience.
Yeah.
My age demographic.
Wow. All right. I don't have a good segue, so I'm just gonna speaking of, I don't know, existential crises and intense world events. Today we're covering chapters 41 through 50 of part 2, Cursebreaker of A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. Hopefully you could follow that. I feel like that. It's
yeah.
Okay, great. Well, it's the High Lord meeting, you guys.
So
finally,
so there's a lot to say. A lot to say about this.
It's going to be fraught.
Yes, with tension and vibes, good and bad.
Yes.
All right. So I'll go ahead and get us started here. So chapter 41. The High Lord meeting date has been moved up, but everyone is still bickering about the location. Under the Mountain had been the previous neutral choice for meetings, but understandably, no one wants to go there.
Amarantha just extra fucking things up.
Everyone in the inner circle is going, but Nesta and Amren are staying back to keep working on the book. Amren feels like she may have found a passage that will help them with repairing the wall, and she feels like Nesta may be close to being able to, quote-unquote, do something once they can crack the code.
But I just want to point out here, too, like, Feyre says everyone's going in the book except Nesta and Amren, and I was like, she doesn't even include Elaine or consider her at all in that part. You'd think, like, everyone's going except for Nesta, Elaine, and Amren. But yeah, it's like Elaine isn't even there. No one pays attention to her.
Well, and at first I thought, because when you said that, I was like, oh, and I was like, I think Feyre meant like specifically the inner circle, which I don't believe Nesta and Elaine are officially invited into yet. But yeah, there is absolutely no mention of Elaine. What she's doing, where she is, we're assuming she's hanging back. I
mean, Velaris, I guess Nesta's like involved in plans, but like, I don't know.
Right.
It's just, it's telling, I feel like.
About, a lot of things. It's finally agreed upon that the Dawn Court will host the meeting with Rhys and Thesan. How did you say his name? Thesan?
I don't even know if I pronounced it in my mind. I just was. Probably
Yep.
Thesan, yeah.
Thesan. Okay. Who is the High Lord of Dawn. And although they've been on good terms historically because they're both solar courts, it didn't stop the Inner Circle from discussing and going over the layout of Dawn's palace and any potential traps that could be set. Feyre is concerned going into this meeting with how poorly the last few meetings and plans have gone, which is valid, but Feyre gets a little dramatic when she's talking about the flashbacks that she's having from when they went to Hybern. Stakes are equally as high, but I feel significantly less dangerous. You were literally going into enemy territory. This is just maybe not going to be the greatest outcome of meetings as you would like it to go. Not as much danger, hopefully. Yeah.
Right. Like that was a secret mission, and this is a planned meeting with multiple parties. Like,
yes,
versus your heist.
Yeah, this is very different. Yeah,
totally. I mean, I wanted to complain too about that. It was like, God, Feyre, but then I was like, I guess it's a valid trauma response.
Everyone is dressed in their night court finery, but Moore has ditched her signature red for a midnight blue to show connectedness, solidarity. I don't know. Feyre is wearing her gorgeous, sparkly starfall dress because she, quote unquote, just didn't have time to find another one. Because if Rhysand was night triumphant, I was the star that only glowed thanks to his darkness, the light only visible because of him. Right. I'm sure it's not because it's stunning, and you kind of want to shove it in Tamlin's face if he shows up.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
I know, I didn't think about that, and I was like, right, she's got to look hot.
Yeah, of course. It's her first newly mated high lady status meeting where everybody knows what she looks like. I mean, it kind of, I get it.
The way that was, the whole thing on this was worded too. I had to like read it a few times. I was like, what are you saying? She was like, I didn't have time to find another dress, or like, I didn't find another dress. It's like, basically like, this dress, nothing could top this dress, so I have to go with it. That's how I ended up reading it after I literally was like, what?
Well, and also she was like making excuses about not having time to go shopping almost or something was kind of how I read it too. And I was like, you're right. I don't think you have time, but I don't know how Rhys doesn't just snap his fingers and you have a new dress. So I don't know about that. Cassian compliments Feyre that she looks so fancy and official, and Moore gives him shit for his lame compliment. She says something along the lines of 500 years old and can't figure out how to compliment a lady, and just there's good banter that's happening right now between the, like, forget the fact that we've got this very important mission to go on. We're still going to give each other shit and be friends. It's just great. Feyre is laughing with everyone and having fun poking at Cassian when she starts thinking about the crown that she's wearing and kind of wondering why she didn't put two and two together before, that at any official function where she was with Rhys, he had provided a tiara or diadem or something similar to a crown.
Yeah. I definitely noticed this in A Court of Mist and Fury, but I didn't even think about Under the Mountain. Then I was like, yeah, he has done that.
I know, it's crazy. The crown that she is wearing now is heavier, and she's remembering her and Rhys going to get it the night before from his collection of family jewels in a warded room atop the library in the House of Wind. There's thousands of years of history in this vault-like room, and Rhys tells Feyre she can pick anything that she wants. In fact, she can also hawk all of them if she wants. They're hers to do with as she pleases, per their mated and married status. Feyre is just thinking of how weary she was to receive a crown from Tamlin versus now. She thinks, quote, and I suppose that I indeed had never fretted over it when it came to Rhys, as if some small part of me had always known this is where I was meant to be, at his side, as his equal, his queen.
I mean, I get it. But I'm also like, his equal? Really? You're 20! Also, it's like just the contradiction. Like, the next opportunity she gets, she's going to be like, I'm the least vital person here. So you can't have it both ways. You're Rhys's equal, and yet.
Are you his equal or are you not?
Right. I mean,
which one is it? Yeah. Not even close, honey. But, think that. It's okay. It's okay.
Uh,
Ah, now Reese seeing her at the bottom of the stairs in her starfall dress with the silver and diamond crown, which included the various moon phases at the apex. Just interesting that she also kind of picked something similar to what Ianthe. She had the moon
mhm.
phases tattooed on her
Yeah, her
forehead.
head. Yeah.
So just interesting that Feyre picked that. Like if she sees Tamlin and she's got some crown
Mm.
that looks like Ianthe's, I mean, just it was kind of an interesting choice to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She was just like, "I also wanna be a hipster, like,
Cool
goddess."
goddess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is a silver and diamond crown, which includes the various moon phases at the apex of a crescent moon, flanked by 2 exploding stars. Feyre calls them Night Triumphant and Stars Eternal. Oh my god, I wanted to roll my eyes. Just shut up.
I know, I was like, "Haven't we already established this?"
Yeah. Yeah. She's very full of herself right now. Ugh.
I
But
mean,
Feyre
she looks hot.
I know, she does. She's feeling confident. We all know we have that one dress that we put it on and we're like,
Yeah.
yes. Feeling good. But before Feyre can get too much into fawning over her and Reese, Nesta appears at the top of the stairs in a midnight blue gown. Feyre notes that Nesta isn't wearing really any jewelry. She doesn't need it with how striking she naturally is. Feyre thinks, quote, "It would have been like putting jewelry on a lion." I'm like, oh my god, another feral animal comparison. What?
I know! Feyre! What the fuck? Dude, I also highlighted that. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Another one?" Stop thinking about her like a feral animal. Feyre, she's not.
I know. It's very mean girl behavior to keep like, it's
Really
like backhanded
is.
compliments with that. I mean, she's like talking about how beautiful Nesta is, and she doesn't need any of this jewelry or this finery to be striking
Yeah.
because it would have been like putting jewelry on. And then I'm thinking of like Nala dancing around with like a
Yeah.
tiara and jewelry or something. Like when she said this, I'm like, what is happening?
I mean, it's like, yeah, like I appreciate it. Also, I wouldn't have cared if she said these
Right.
things. If she hadn't gotten mad at Reese and literally said to him, "My sister is not a feral animal." And then she continues to say that she's a feral animal.
Over and over. It's so wild. So
That's
wild.
the thing that bothers me. I'm like, yes, Nesta lion, kill them.
Yeah.
But like, Feyre, stop being a bitch.
So Cassian and Nesta seem to be trying their damnedest to not notice each other, even though they hadn't seen each other since before the battle at Adriata. Nesta appears to be thinking about saying something after Cassian only offers her a cursory glance, but she notices Moore eyeing her and approaches Feyre instead. Nesta tells Feyre she looks beautiful, which Moore tacks on that that's what Cassian was actually trying to say when he called Feyre fancy. And I'm just like, oh my god. Moore and Cassian, they are literally just siblings. They're just like constantly teasing each other.
Yeah.
And Feyre thanks her and tells her that she looks beautiful as well. But why are you dressed up, Nesta? Because Nesta is coming with them to the High Lord meeting.
Yeah. Boo! Yes, yes, yes. Also, I just have to point something out. When Nesta first comes down the stairs, Moore's watching her carefully, like in response to the warning she gave Nesta about Cassian. And Feyre thinks, quote, "And Nesta, mother damn it all, seemed to remember, seemed to rein in whatever words she'd been about to spit and just approached me," end quote. And I was like, what? Did you want? Like, it reads to me that she wanted her to have a Nesta comment and moment and get in a fight with Moore or something like that. Why would you be upset?
Like just like where she was like gearing up for it and she was like disappointed that the altercation didn't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you be? Yeah. So I was just like, that is a weird wording.
Very, very odd. Yes. It's all coming back to, I mean, it's like Feyre trying to make herself look better, like by kind of seeing if they can get in a fight or something, I think. Yeah. So no one responds. And Nesta says that she doesn't want to be remembered as a coward. Feyre says no one would think otherwise, but Nesta tells them that she feels cowardly. She says, quote, Nesta says this, "It was some distant thing, war. battle. It's not anymore. I will help if I can, if it means telling them what happened.
Also, I can totally see Feyre calling Nesta a coward. Like the first moment she gets, she's gonna say that.
Like,
she loves calling people coward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Loves it. She called Rhys a hateful coward when he didn't answer her text.
Right. When she was really mean to him. Yeah. When she was really mean to him.
Yeah.
You're a coward for not talking to me, even though I've not done anything to deserve you to want to have a conversation with me. God.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's just see if Feyre calls anybody a coward later. I wonder.
We'll see, I suppose. Feyre tries to argue that Nesta has given enough and staying back with Amren would be really helpful. But Nesta says missing a day or two isn't going to make a big difference, and this will give Amren some time to decode the book on her own. Nesta says, quote, "You went off to battle for a court you barely know, who barely see you as friends. Amren showed me the blood ruby, and when I asked you why, you said because it was the right thing. People needed help." Nesta's throat bobbed. "No one is going to fight to save the humans beneath the wall. No one cares, but I do." She toyed with a fold in her dress. "I do." So just
Nesta.
Nesta, she cares a lot more than anybody else thinks she does. Rhys offers Nesta to be the new emissary to the humans instead of Feyre, since Feyre is now the High Lady, and Nesta says, quote, "Consider this meeting a trial basis, and I'll make you pay through the teeth for my services." I was like, hell yeah, Nesta. Milk it. Take Rhys for all he's got. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. It's so cute. He gave her a job.
I know. Gave her something to do. And Rhys agrees and comments he would expect nothing less from an Archeron sister, but to buckle up. This is going to be one hell of a first day. This is just for you, Kirsten. Rhys had his wings out, and they're about to winnow away when Cassian comments that there's no turning back if he shows up with his wings out. And Rhys says, quote, "I figure it's time for the world to know who really has the largest wingspan." Canonically, it's Asriel, FYI. No matter what Rhys says here, it's Asriel.
Yeah. I mean, this part was funny.
It was.
The wings don't really bother. It's just when some stupid sexual, I guess it's sexual, but not in the same way. Yeah.
Right. They're comparing. It's like a foot. In case you guys didn't pick up on this, wing size is like when we talk about big feet. Okay, everybody. That's the comparison they're making here. So Cassian, Moore, and Asriel start to jokingly bet how long it will take for a fight to break out, while Rhys is like, "All right, children, behave. We don't need to purposely start anything in order to win a bet." But then he adds that he bets that a fight will break out within 15 minutes.
I love the betting micro trope. It's always
so good. It's so funny
to me.
Yeah. They all look to Feyre to see if she's going to chime in, but she says Rhys can make stupid bets if he wants with their money, but she is not going to participate. And I'm like, oh my God, you are so all high and mighty, Feyre,
right,
with
Feyre.
this. Like, I'm not going to make a bet about the serious thing that we're doing.
Yeah.
Oh my
Live
God.
a little. She's probably like, I will definitely lose the bet.
I know. So. That's why she didn't. She would be wrong. That's why. Asriel winnows first to make sure that everything is kosher. Then, once signaled, Rhys and Feyre follow. Then Moore brings Cassian and Nesta. Feyre looks over just before they leave and, quote, "I saw Cassian tower over my sister, saw her chin lift defiantly, and heard him growl, 'Hello, Nesta.'"
Oh my God. Yeah, this whole part was giving me life. I loved it. I loved it.
The chills that even just thinking about this that I just got. And if you ever want to know what I'm picturing, because so many people are like growling, who wants to hear growling, blah, blah, blah. Why don't you watch some clips of Henry Cavill in The Witcher and tell me that you don't blush?
Yeah.
Tell me you don't, and I'll leave you alone about it. But that is what I'm picturing.
And we'll know you're a liar.
Exactly. And I'll know you're lying. Mm-hmm. Nesta responds to this all nonchalant, like, oh, what's your name? Oh, you're alive. Great. And Cassian asks Nesta if she wished otherwise. And oh my God, the tension, like, it's so tensioning.
Yeah, I was
so good.
Literally dying. Yeah.
Yes.
I highlighted this whole part.
Yes.
Like a whole page.
Yes. So Cassian grabs Nesta's hand and takes Moore's hand with his other. So I just wanted to point out this positioning because that is some serious claiming antic symbolism for not letting Moore get in between them.
Yeah. And it's almost like I pictured it like he's just body forward staring at Nesta. He grabs her hand and he just reaches behind him without even looking to take Moore's hand.
Yes.
Doesn't
like,
he?
just
Yeah.
like, whatever's going on behind me, don't care, babe. It's all you. Yeah. And,
okay. Yeah, it's good. It's been a while since we've had some tension. You know what I mean?
I know. And it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Then he says to Nesta before they winnow away, the next time, emissary, I'll come and say hello. And I'm like,
right. Because she's almost like, you didn't come see me when you got back.
Yeah.
But she cuts herself off.
Yeah.
So good.
So good. So good. So they arrive, and the dawn court is stunning, and Feyre is taken away by the pretty clouds and how it looks like perpetual sunrise, with the palace appearing to be made of a near opalescent golden stone, which takes in the sunlight in a really beautiful way. Like, Feyre is just, she's over the top with describing this.
Mm-hmm.
Azriel was the only one standing on the veranda that they landed on next to another male who guides them into the palace. Moore quips that Rhys could totally use this palace as blueprint for his next home. And Nesta is in total awe of the Dawn Palace. She thinks, or Feyre thinks this as Nesta is looking around. I wondered if my face had appeared like that the day that I had first seen Velaris. The mix of awe and anger and the realization that the world was large and beautiful and sometimes so overwhelming in its wonder that it was impossible to drink it down all at once. There were other palaces within Dawn's territory, set in small cities that specialized in tinkering and clockwork and clever things. Here, beyond those little villages nestled in the country hills, there was no industry, nothing beyond the palace and the sky and the clouds. It's just like Feyre. Yeah.
Like, wow, Feyre, I didn't know you were capable of trying to relate to someone. Slow clap for you.
Because it does sound beautiful. And like, I just thought that was such a unique and interesting comparison for Feyre to make, just especially about the part that like the world is so vast and different than anything she had experienced. Like, Nesta had truly only ever seen Velaris and, and the Court of Nightmares and she had never seen any of the other courts yet. So she didn't get to experience the Spring Court like Feyre has, or Summer. Like, she hasn't seen anything else. Feyre's seen a couple of courts now. So just,
and we don't even know if Nesta has wandered about Velaris or if she's just stayed up in the House of Wind and been in the townhouse and not wanted to do anything.
Or studying with Amren like the whole time. Like, she's just been constantly.
She doesn't have time for leisurely activities. Okay.
Right. Feyre is taking it all in and then starts to get nervous with what they're about to do. Rhys senses this and asks Feyre down the bond if she also thinks that he needs to redecorate. And this is just him trying to distract her from what's about to go down. And he tells her that Thiessen may have a pretty palace, but Rhys is the only High Lord with a High Lady. And he asks her to wear the crown, only the crown, to bed that night.
Oh, God. It's like, so dumb.
I know. However, Feyre is sufficiently distracted, and they approach the chamber where the meeting will take place. Rhys tells Feyre again down the bond that the High Lords of Day, who's Hellion, Winter, Calais? Oh, shit.
I have no idea. Calais? I'm like notoriously bad at saying names wrong, too. So, like, don't trust me. That's for sure. Remember when I said Lucian our whole first episode?
So funny. So
Yeah, so
Callias,
whatever.
we'll
All
go
right,
with
listen,
that.
listen,
Yep.
listen, everybody. We're the authorities right now, okay? This is how we're saying their names, damn it.
And you'll
And
just
you're
have
gonna
to
like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Callias of the Winter Court. Okay. And then
I love it.
Dawn Court, obviously. Thiessen are the only ones here so far. Rhys is a little nervous about this, but Feyre says down the bond, I see all of you, Rhys, and there is not one part of you that I do not love with everything that I am. And Rhys says back to her, you bow to no one, which is just kind of a hot line. And it's coming from
Yeah, I
Rhys.
did like that one too.
Ooh,
And I was like,
yeah.
another line from the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I know.
But I
I'm
mean,
like,
that's like a very generic line. Like,
yes, yeah. I mean, keep your forked tongue behind your teeth is a little bit more obvious than you bow to no. That's like,
yeah. Or my friend through many dangers. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That one is a little bit more poignant for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The meeting room is beautiful, and Feyre notes that some of the chairs are altered to make room for wings and sees a male that she recognizes from under the mountain who has wings, but his are more like a bird. Down the bond, Rhys explains that there are peregrines, a distant cousin to Draken's seraphim people, and Thiessen is standing with his captain of his army and lover. Okay, just want to throw out here, we know Sarah J. Maas has some queer side characters, but she can totally make a couple front and center. Like Asriel and Eris. Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
Right. I was like, okay, so queer. What's going to happen in the next book, you guys? I hope. Anybody could be the main subject, right? Right.
I know. Yes, because there's theories. We got to get to Silver Flames for me to go over some additional stuff on this. But yes.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm holding up the train.
I know.
Here. Okay.
But for realsies on these peregrines, they are a strong aerial army, and although no mating bond for these two yet, Rhys personally thinks that Thiessen was hiding or not accepting it during Amarantha's reign because she used to delight in plucking the feathers of the peregrines.
That's bleak. Also, the fact that there can be same-sex mates. And we were talking before about how nobody really understands the mating bond, and maybe it's just so people can have the best offspring, the strongest offspring, or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, then if it's not specifically for making the best babies, then that if you can have same-sex mates, you can kind of be like, well, that can't be the reason.
Right. Or it's very interesting because, I think Rhys even said when we were discussing the mating bond, however many episodes ago, he says that like originally the thought was, but it's been proven that the mating bond does not necessarily prove that they're like, I don't know, but then it's also like they're not true soulmates either, potentially.
Right.
So
like, what is the point of the mating bond?
I know it does. It's not. Can't figure out who or why people are mates.
Or maybe it's one of those situations like when they're talking about it right now, like kind of a Tamlin and Feyre situation where like we really hope the mating bond will snap into place, but we don't know what might happen.
Right. Or that's like when Feyre's talking to Rhys about Mor and Asriel. I mean, she's like, how you would think that the mating bond would have slapped into place after 500 years, and Rhys is like, that's exactly it. So
right. Yeah. Who knows? Okay. Not us, that's for sure.
Feyre doesn't want to think too hard about Amarantha plucking out those feathers, and so she's generally admiring the room when her gaze lands on the other High Lords. Thiessen approaches first to welcome them, and Riley comments that maybe Rhys should actually be the one welcoming them since he called the meeting. Rhys smiles slightly, his wings still out behind him, and says that he appreciates Thiessen's offering his home as a meeting place. Thiessen looks to Feyre next, and while the rest of the inner circle behind her bow, she does not, as her High Lady status exempts her. This is the first real test of how the other High Lords are going to react to her new status. Feyre is thinking that Dawn's healing magic is what allowed her to save Rhys. I'm just going to preface this. I didn't go through and annotate this every single time it happens, but it's like every High Lord that Feyre meets, she thinks back on something or part of their power that she has previously used in the past.
Yeah.
So I put this in here for that part and just want to bring it up that she keeps bringing it up. And I'm like, yes, we in
She
fact do
remembers,
remember.
right?
We remember
Yeah.
you doing this as
Right,
well.
right,
Thank you
right.
so much.
It's her guilt. Like, I just
Yes.
feel like, she's like,
Yes.
oh no. And, she's like, lock it up. Don't let anybody know. Like, I just feel like that's her, like, remember how I said we're not going to say about my magic? I'm just going to stop thinking about it. God.
I know. I have a feeling that you are like an open book. Like you have no poker face. So just cool it a little bit. Oh my gosh.
Like in movies where somebody has like horror written on their forehead. She's like, like healing power, It's like,
I've used your healing power. I've used your
water magic or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So, like along the lines of what you just said, she's like kind of worried about this, but they just agreed not to tell them about all of Feyre's quote unquote stolen power. And she simply compliments Thiesen's home. This really made me pause and wonder if Feyre had any diplomatic training with Reese, or if he's just throwing her in blind to a lot of these situations. Like throughout the book, it's been mentioned in Feyre's internal thoughts about how Reese has discussed with her, like the allegiances between the courts or different intricacies of each, High Lord. But how to actually speak and handle yourself in these situations, I would legitimately be stressed if I was her. Like, this is a lot to take on. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I was thinking about this too. I was like, oh, I think I missed any prep she might have gotten, but I completely agree. Like, she's literally a child being thrown into these extremely precarious political situations. Yeah. And then just like her not bowing and having a fucking staring contest is so weird to me. Like, we're just going to risk insulting people and potentially creating a situation that escalates rather than have some type of communication beforehand or immediately about how Feyre is a high lady and like her status is equal to yours. She's just like, and try me. Bring it up. Are you going to ask why I didn't bow to you? Bitch.
Well, and isn't it weird? Because don't you kind of feel like when you are greeting or meeting someone for the first time, even a slight head nod is perfectly acceptable. And it, like you said, it felt like she was just like back straight, making freaking eye contact, like staring him down, kind of like weird, hostile energy, kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's like they are equals. So I could see two equals not bowing to each other, but it's like he doesn't know you're his fucking equal yet. So you're just trying to push buttons, it feels like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I am overly critical of everything that she does. So there is that.
Thiessen looks at her new tattoo on the opposite one as the bargain and her crown, but says nothing. Not about her not bowing, or the crown, or the mating bond, or Reese's wings. He's just not saying anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it just says he raises his eyebrows. So it seems like he didn't even know they were mated, potentially.
Right.
He's like, oh shit, you're mated? And then, like, what? How is there not like some announcement that goes that like nobody gets, like the classifieds or whatever, where it's like wedding announcements of the High Lords?
I know. I'm imagining some sort of like, I don't know, like trashy magazine that is like up
like
on all
the
the
Inquirer.
Yes, exactly.
The Prithian Inquirer is reported that blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
And then also I was like, is he just maybe like, I have a lot of questions, but not everybody's here. So in case you don't want to repeat your story, I'm just going to kind of sit here. Like that was almost kind of what his reaction kind of felt like to me a little bit too. But
the fact that he would even clock too, like, oh, you have like your tattoo's on a different arm now. What? Like, really? You remember where her tattoo was from under the mountain? Like you were paying that much attention to that and like realize that it's now on a different arm.
Right.
I can't even keep my left and right hands fucking straight when I'm driving and I need to turn. Yeah. Like, exactly.
And I will tell you the wrong way. If you're asking me which way to turn, I'm going to tell you the wrong way, most likely. Oh,
so,
gosh. Yeah.
Just whatever.
The other High Lords, Callias and Hellion, approach. But before anything can be said, Mor and Callias's wife are squealing and running towards each other and laughing and crying and hugging. And Mor introduces Vivian, Callias's wife, to Feyre. Mor and Vivian are besties, apparently. So, side bar, Rhys and Callias kind of lament on the power that their wives have over them, but there seems to be quite a bit of tension between them. With my deducing powers, Callias was also stuck under the mountain and waiting until after Amarantha's reign to finally wed Vivian and announce that they're mates. Moore is gushing over the news, and Rhys is kind of like, you do realize what's happening right now is serious, ladies. Like, can you calm down? But kind of interesting that, like, Moore, like, we were just talking about this. Like, how does there not, like, widespread news of this? Like, apparently they didn't know
Oh, yeah.
that Callias and Vivian
yeah.
were mated and married. Like, that's wild to me, too.
I mean, I guess we do know the courts are, like, kind of insular.
Yes, that's true. But yeah, they don't seem to like cross borders very often, at least not the higher ups. It seemed like Alice was talking about she's kind of drifted between territories.
Yeah.
And like been a a citizen of multiple, but nobody else really seems to. But yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Callias kind of teases them in this part 2, but it's very tense between him and Rhys. Feyre remembers there were some issues from under the mountain that had happened, and it was brought back up again when Feyre and Lucien were saved from his brothers in the Winter Court. But the third High Lord approaches. Feyre thinks of all the fine goods that her father had traded in her early life, and she's reminded of these things as Hellion approaches. He's dressed very fancily, and Feyre describes him as, quote, the sun personified, powerful, lazy with grace, capable of kindness and wrath, nearly as beautiful as Rhysand, and somehow colder than Callias. Remember, Hellion's nickname is Spellcleaver. He's powerful as fuck, okay, guys? Feyre wonders how hardened to the world he became after Amarantha had raided his libraries and if he was able to get anything back. He doesn't greet them, but just asks if Tamlin knows what Feyre is. Rhysand is being kind of a little turd, and he's like, oh, that Feyre is clever and beautiful? Oh, yes, I think that he does know that. And Hellion's like, oh my god, shut the fuck up. I meant does he know that she's High Lady and your mate?
How does he know that?
Wait, I'm telling you, what is up with this tattoo? It's got to say, I'm Rhysand's mate, like in the script or something. I don't know.
P.S. Also, I'm High Lady.
Yeah. Bitch. That's, yeah, exactly.
I also almost added bitch at the end, but I'm really glad that you did it.
That's great. We are so on the same wavelength. Yeah. It's hilarious.
Oh man, okay.
Cassian and Azriel come up to flank Feyre in a show of protection, and Rhys says that he guesses that they will find out if Tam Tam shows up. Hellion's gaze shifts to Nesta, and she stares right back, calm and cool as a cucumber. Everyone wants to know who she is. Feyre says that she's her sister and new emissary to the human lands. Hellion goes, but she's Fae, which makes more snort and laugh. And I was like, get it together, girl, because it was so funny, though. I know.
Yeah. But she laughs too because Vivian goes, no shit, which is like even funnier. It's like, yeah, idiot.
Feyre says that Nesta will tell everyone her story once all of the High Lords are there. Real quick, though, how was she made? Hybern did it. That's all that she will divulge right now, which silences everyone. Whoa. They threw her in the cauldron, Feyre said, along with my other sister, Elaine. I sat, placing Nesta beside me, and gazed at the 3 assembled High Lords without an inch of manners or niceness or flattery. After the High Priestess Ianthe and Tamlin sold out Prythian and my family to them. Nesta nodded her silent confirmation. Hellion's eyes blazed like a forge. That is a heavy accusation to make, especially of your former lover. It is no accusation, I said, folding my hands in my lap. We were all there, and now we're going to do something about it. Pride flickered down the bond, and then Vivian muttered to Callias, jabbing him in the ribs, why can't I be High Lady as well?
Excellent question.
Oh, She should. I mean, she sounds like she's pretty cool. I like her already, and I've
Yeah.
had like 3 snippets of her so far.
Yeah. It is stupid. It's like, why wouldn't your wife be High Lady?
Yeah.
You're High Lord. She's High Lady.
know.
Like, that just
Mm-hmm.
seems
Yeah.
like it makes sense.
I know.
Patriarchy, man.
Uh-huh.
Bullshit. Don't even get me started. Okay. This is not what this podcast is about. All right. Keep going.
The other High Lords, aka Autumn and Spring, and Summer, are taking their time to arrive. So Mor and Vivian catch up on 50 years worth of gossip, including that Callias had basically pulled a Rhysand with his own court when Amarantha took hold, and he had asked Vivian to protect the Winter Court while he was stuck. They were married and mated within an hour of him returning from under the mountain.
Yes. Also, Vivian had veiled and guarded the city under her watch and offered refuge to anyone who made it there. It can be done. And I was like, so that's separate. Velaris,
Yeah.
whatever. And then I was also like, why did it take their bond so long to snap into place when for other people it happened instantly? They were childhood friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went under the mountain and stuff, and it didn't snap into place until he came back. So again, just another like weird mating bond thing. Like that doesn't make sense.
The only thing, because we're going to find out some more stuff on mating bonds coming up a little bit, I think that they both have to be ready to accept or have feelings. But then it's weird because...
But then Elaine and Lucian?
And Rhys talks about his dad just showing up at the Illyrian war camp.
Right. And I mean, the bond snapped into place for Rhys, and it didn't for Feyre for a long time.
But also, let's think about these couple of situations that I just described, because this just came to me. So Lucian sees Elaine, and she comes out of the cauldron after a very traumatic experience where he wants to maybe defend her. That's when the mating bond snapped into place for him. Rhys's dad sees his mom at the Illyrian war camp getting ready to have her wings clipped. I don't know how to have a better way to describe it.
Right.
So, trying to be defensive of their mate is like seeing them in a harmful situation is what snapped it into the place. Rhys did not realize that. I mean, he had an inkling about Feyre, and he mentions this, but it's like she's getting ready to leave to go back with Tamlin, and that's when it snaps into place for him, or that he fully recognizes it too.
And it almost seemed like it happened more when Amarantha was like killing her.
Right.
I think he makes a comment about that too. He's like, I think it was then, but it really solidified. Blah, blah, blah.
And it was their bond that tethered Feyre to life. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I am getting on board with this theory. Also, I guess that would make sense because Callias came back, and it had been like a want to
traumatic
protect you,
experience.
Person. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Last thing in this little section was while this is all happening, Feyre's observing the High Lords and musing about what their beast forms may be. And I was like, okay, I didn't imagine it. They really all have beast forms. So again, when Feyre's like, I can't channel Tamlin's magic. Also, why is Tamlin's magic only beast form when all of them can transform?
Okay. I don't think that Tamlin is just a shifter into a beast or a creature. I think he is a shifter. He can become anyone.
Other
he
things?
Can look like anyone.
Ooh, I guess that's true because Feyre turned into like fucking Tarquin in the Summer Court. She was trying to open the doors.
Yes. She shifted her eyes to see in the dark in the library.
What else has Tamlin secretly become that we might not have known about?
Okay. We're going to just insert this. No, we're going to wait. We're going to wait.
God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm just so inquisitive and I ask such great questions.
I know. Well, I know. And I have an answer, but we'll just wait. We'll get
okay, yeah. Don't spoil anything for me. Yeah. I just wanted it all to come to me
actually,
naturally.
in this section, we can segue right into this theory. Okay?
Okay. Perfect.
It's been an hour since the meeting time was supposed to be set when Tarquin arrives. Hellion smirks and mentions that he can't wait to hear all about how they had earned themselves some blood rubies. Varian and Cressida join Tarquin, and Varian appears to be looking for someone who isn't there, Amren, and then tenses and glares when he sees Cassian. Feyre remembers back that Cassian has been banned from ever returning to the Summer Court because he, quote, wrecked one building.
Yeah. I had forgotten about the building, so I was LOLing. I was like, also, poor Varian. He just wants to see
Amren. I know.
Poor baby.
I know. And while introductions finish getting made, notably ignoring those from the Night Court, it's announced that Baron and all of his sons have also arrived. Lucian's mother is with them, and she seems to also be looking for someone who is not there. Her eyes, quote, settled on Hellion, who gave her a mocking incline of his dark head. She quickly averted her gaze. We're going to find out more on this very soon. Just hold tight. There's a reason I included this little quote. Feyre is thinking back to her time under the mountain and how Lucian's mother had saved her in exchange for saving Lucian's life. Baron the Pompous asked that he ignored everyone else and only met the eyes of the assembled High Lords, while his sons sneered at everyone. Rhys makes a dig at him and says, quote, it's no surprise that you're tardy, given that your own sons were too slow to catch my mate. I suppose it runs in the family. And I was like, ooh, burn. But wait, have we decided that Eris was being slow on purpose when he was trying to catch Feyre and Lucian?
I do believe that my love, Eris, was purposefully slow. Also, Eris checked his brothers and made them stop sneering. So, yeah. I love him.
Eris seems to have a cocky and aloof attitude, and Feyre wonders if this is a mask that he's been wearing too. And I was just like, my God, is anyone who they actually say they are in these books?
My thoughts exactly. I talk about it later too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Eris taunting Azriel and patting his stomach. I could not. Because Azriel stabbed him in the stomach. He's like, yeah, bring it back.
Whew, yeah.
I love it.
Yes. Eris first looks at Cassian and then more with disdain, and the air is decidedly tense for a multitude of reasons. Thiessen starts the meeting now that all parties are in attendance, besides Tamlin, and asks Rhys what is so urgent to call this meeting. Rhys is like, how
Where
about
have you been living? Under a stupid rock?
He's like, how about because Hybern's armies are landing on our shores? That seems pretty serious to me. Hellion asks if Rhys proposes for them to form a unified army, but before Rhys can respond, it was almost the same, the entrance. Almost the same as that night in my family's old cottage, when the door had shattered and a beast had charged in with the freezing cold and roared at us. He did not bother with the landing balcony or the escorts. He did not have an entourage. Like a crack of lightning, vicious as a spring storm, he winnowed into the chamber itself, and my blood went colder than Callias's ice as Tamlin appeared and smiled like a wolf.
Fucking Tamlin! Also, how rude of you to just winnow into the middle of the room. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I know the Night Court, summoned or requested everyone's attendance, but this is Dawn Court. You're being rude. It's not even...
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, come on, man. God. And brief apologies. There's a lot of dialogue that I simply could not cut from this next chapter, so I am so sorry in advance.
Just read the whole chapter. It's fine.
I debated it. I really thought about it because this is so long. Okay. Everyone locks down their shields, and although Feyre can feel Rhys's fury through the bond, his face remains calm. Feyre attempts to do the same, but fails miserably.
God, Feyre, you didn't prepare for this at all. You knew he might be there. You weren't practicing in the mirror, just dealing with this from the word go. Come on.
Right.
Come on.
This is my unconcerned face. This is my concern. Come on.
Right. Tamlin's going to be there. I got to just lock it up. It's going to be cool. God.
Feyre is worried about Tamlin's temper, and he doesn't look away from her as Thiessen's guards get him a chair. Like, they really weren't expecting him to come. There was no chair set aside or ready for Tamlin. Baron comments that he's surprised that Tamlin is here. He'd heard that Tamlin's allegiances had changed. Tamlin doesn't seem to be paying any attention. His focus is solely on Feyre and her wedding ring, her mate tattoo, the dress, the crown.
Okay, stop being a creep.
I don't think he can. Feyre feels frozen and doesn't know what to do. She's still furious with him, but she wasn't anticipating this confrontation right now.
You weren't anticipating this confrontation right now? What?
I mean, I know you said that you didn't think he was coming, but there was always a possibility. Like, it's just bizarre that you're acting like you're blindsided by this.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Tamlin's gaze is pure hatred as he sees Rhys's hand resting on Feyre's knee, and Feyre feels that even Amarantha hadn't looked at her with so much hate.
First of all, who cares? Second of all, yeah, Tam Tam was utterly, kill me, deceived by Feyre. He's pissed.
Of course. I don't understand why you think that he thought he was going to, like, smile at you. Say, hey, how's it going?
Right. I can't believe he's looking at me with hatred. I single-handedly, like, destroyed his court from the inside just a month ago.
And pretended that I still was in love with him. Oops.
Right. And I wanted to, like, work on stuff. No.
Kidding. Didn't want to do any of those things. So Tamlin says, very condescendingly, it seems that congratulations are in order. Neither Feyre or Rhys respond. Rhys tells Thiessen what they were about to discuss is going to have to wait. Tamlin tries to tell them to go ahead, proceed, but they're not going to discuss their plans with the enemy. Tamlin responds with, quote, "No, you're just in the business of fucking them."
I was like, Tamlin, don't make me laugh. That was a solid burn.
I know. So I had to include it because I was like,
yeah. Also, I like loving how the rest of the High Lords are watching this all like a reunion episode of Real Housewives. They're just like, the drama.
I'm imagining popcorn being out and them also like watching a tennis match, just like being like,
yes, back and forth.
Just looking at what's going on.
Sure.
The inner circle is all very tense and they're ready to go to battle for Rhys, but Rhys just responds to Tamlin that it seemed like a better alternative to war. Tamlin argues back that it's funny that he says that, considering that this current war is all his fault. And I was like, whoa, Tamlin. I totally understand that you are pissed about losing Feyre, but this war is by no means Rhys's fault. It's not even anyone in this room's fault. Hybern totally would have figured out some way to get in to Prythian.
Yeah, right. I was like, excuse me? How dare you?
Rude. Tamlin says, quote, "If you hadn't stolen my bride away in the night, Rhysand, I would not have been forced to take such drastic measures to get her back." Feyre responds, "The sun was shining when I left you." And I was like,
yeah, Feyre. Yeah. Tell him. Also, fuck you, Tamlin. Nobody took anybody.
Nope. In fact, Rhys was just calling in his bargain, which you couldn't stop. Like,
right.
The taking and the stealing implies that you could have prevented it from happening.
Right.
And you couldn't have.
And in the end, Feyre wanted out. Nobody took her anywhere. It was outside of the bargain.
Right. Tamlin doesn't respond, and the look that he gives Feyre is pure dismissal. Callias wants to know what Tamlin actually is here for, and Tamlin responds with, "I bartered access to my lands to get back the woman I love from a sadist who plays with minds as if they are toys. I meant to fight Hybern, to find a way around the bargain I made with the king once she was back. Only Rhysand and his cabal had turned her into one of them, and she delighted in ripping open my territory for Hybern to invade, all for a petty grudge, either her own or her master's."
Okay, you just said that you allowed Hybern access to your lands. You did that. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. You couldn't figure out how to get Feyre out of her bargain, and you did never have figured out how to get out of Hybern's bargain with you.
It doesn't make any... I understand that you're mad, but you are not understanding or looking at this and like you're just pointing fingers instead of looking into yourself and understanding that you fucked up too. You messed up. You messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also interesting to me that he's like still kind of putting the blame more on Rhys for corrupting Feyre than for like Feyre didn't love me anymore. And I, made her have a panic attack and freak the fuck out. And so she needed to leave the Spring Court and I let her waste away and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. It was, I mean, you created the situation for Feyre to want to leave, Tamlin.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Feyre is not happy. Do not rewrite the narrative, Tamlin. Tamlin completely ignores this and says, quote, when you fuck her, have you ever noticed that little noise she makes right before she climaxes? And I was like, oh my God, what a dick thing to say. It's like he's embarrassed by her leaving him. And so he's just trying to embarrass her right back.
That's like classic dude at the bar that you're like, no thanks, I'm not interested.
Oh, well, you're ugly anyway.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
100%. Like, Tamlin, please, don't even play. Don't even play.
You know who else doesn't stand for that bullshit? My man Asriel. He says, be careful how you speak to my high lady. And God damn, I love that so much.
Let's
much.
fucking go.
Oh.
Kill him, Asriel. Get him. Sick him.
Get him. This comment, though, Tamlin fires back about how he sees it now. He had told Feyre that she couldn't be High Lady of the Spring Court, so obviously she went with the option that would give it to her. Quote, why serve in my court when you could rule in his? He follows this up with... He's talking about the Night Court here. They peddle tales of defending our land in peace, and yet she came to my lands and laid them bare for Hybern. She took my high priestess and warped her mind after she shattered her bones for spite. And if you're asking yourself what happened to that human girl who went under the mountain to save us, look at the male sitting beside her. Ask what he stands to gain, what they stand to gain from this war or lack of it. Would we fight Hybern only to find ourselves with a queen and king of Prythian? She's proved her ambition, and you saw how she was more than happy to serve Amarantha to remain unscathed. Ooh,
the rage. Yeah, it's your fucking fault. Okay, all right, okay. But I mean, I was like, I can see how he needs this story to be true because he fucked up so royally, like from the go. Like he's a selfish person. All of his actions, I feel like, have been for his own gain. The fact that he did, whatever he could to get Feyre back. Like he didn't care about that. Even the way he acted with Amarantha, he didn't do anything to actually help his court. He held out. He stopped trying to like break the curse. Even like he sent Feyre back and didn't break the curse, and then he went under the mountain and did nothing. So like he could have acquiesced to Amarantha from the go and maybe made. I mean, I know that she was like horrible and whatever, but like Rhys sacrificed everything and became Amarantha's whore to protect Velaris. Tamlin didn't do shit to protect the Spring Court.
Right.
Essentially.
So he needs Feyre to remain the villain in his story because he can't accept that he was the villain in hers. He can't accept that he was the one that caused all of these problems and made her want to leave. He can't believe that he's the villain. Yeah.
Yeah, that was poignant. Liked it.
Thank you.
Also, I was like, man, do I really trust Feyre enough to not believe this? Like, what if she has been lying to us this whole time? And this was her goal. And everything Tamlin's saying is true. I was like, somebody get on AO3, write this. Stat.
Someone who hates Feyre as much as Kirsten. If anybody out there knows of an AO3,
there's gotta be a fanfic of Feyre, like she actually is evil and was like, I do want everything that Tamlin's saying is true, and this is how Feyre achieved it. It's not. Tamlin's a piece of shit. Okay, everybody. I do truly believe that.
Yes. Yes. 100%. Yeah. So Rhys kind of just simply responds with like, Tamlin, so you're finally figuring out like how to play the game here a little bit. Like at least you are finally taking some time to think outside of the box on like what else could be going on. In these situations. You're wrong, but like, good job. Tamlin fires back with wondering why everyone else is here. How can they even want to work with Rhys after all that he did under the mountain? And Tamlin is pointing a finger at Rhys. Feyre thinks, I wanted to rip that finger right off Tamlin's hand and feed it to the Midgard worm. And I'm like, yeah, Feyre is vindictive as hell, but she's like defending her mate. So I'm kind of just like, okay, Feyre.
Right.
Okay,
Violent
yeah.
Feyre comes out to play.
Mm-hmm. Vivian says that they came to decide for themselves if they could work with Rhys after all that had happened. Rhys looks so regretful and tells them that he had tried to stop what happened in the Winter Court. Remember all of those children that were killed when Feyre still thought that the curse / Amarantha, / blight was the problem and what had killed all those children? It seems like Rhys knew or allowed it to happen, or he didn't stop it. It's kind of unclear exactly like what his role was. Feyre internally comments that there is still so much about Under the Mountain that Rhys hasn't told her yet, and that maybe he never will because those memories are too painful for him. Callias isn't letting Rhys off easy in this matter, though, and says being sorry or remembering what happened doesn't bring those children back.
Right, but okay, well, like, what could he have possibly done? No one else was able to stop it either. Like, what?
Yeah, and Rhys does like kind of go on to explain kind of what had happened with this too, and Feyre tells Rhys aloud that she believes him. This causes Baron to be like, women schwimmen, what do they know? This one over here, she gave a false name to save herself from Amarantha.
So begins my 10-page dissertation. I will in this essay, I will tell you. God damn it. I was like, Feyre didn't know what the fuck was going on in Prythian. Yeah, it was dumb of her to give a real name. She is dumb and under pressure. Like, she didn't know Amarantha existed. So when you're saying like she's trying to save herself from Amarantha, like absolutely she was not, because she didn't know Amarantha was a person. And when the time actually came, she gave her name to save Lucian. So like she was not she wasn't doing that like selfishly necessarily. I don't think she was just being like, I'm not going to tell this scary guy my real name if I can get away with it.
And why would she think that he would go back to the human lands to look for her if he saw her in the Spring Court to start with? Like, what would make her think that he would like go back and like follow up on that? It's just weird. Like, so she had no idea that the domino effect of saying Claire's name instead of her own in that instance. It's unfair to blame her for that.
I mean, he's just rage baiting. Baron's a piece of shit too.
Mm-hmm. I feel like, I don't know if it's totally fair to say that Baron and Tamlin are cut from the same cloth, but their like thought process are totally in alignment with each other of just being like, nope, well, I couldn't have done that. Nope.
Exactly, right. Nothing's my fault ever. I've done nothing wrong ever. I know this, and I love you.
I know. Money, please. Everyone kind of ignores this comment, and Feyre tries to block out her memories of Claire when Rhys says that when the Winter Court rebelled, Amarantha was looking for a way to punish them. She wanted to kill Callias, but Rhys had convinced her not to. Baron here makes an extremely vulgar comment about how exactly Rhys persuaded her, which even has Eris telling him to knock it off. The inner circle are basically ready to kill Baron on the spot for this comment as well.
And I was just like, but yeah, Rhys is that good.
Wow. Rhys tells Callias that he thought Amarantha had listened to him and had backed off, only to find out after that she had confined him to her chambers what she had done. He had tried to infiltrate the minds of her soldiers that she had sent, but he was too weak, and she had sent a Daemati with them to implicate Rhys and deter any future alliance between Callias and him. Tamlin doesn't believe the story and wants proof. Rhys says he has no proof, but that he swears on his mate's life that what he's telling them is exactly how it went down. Feyre has an internal moment here of fully understanding what this meeting was going to do to Rhys, what all he would have to reveal and answer for, and he still did it to save Prythian. Like, oh, Rhys, my heart, it just breaks for you.
Yes.
Ugh,
yeah. Now that you're saying that right now, I'm like, yeah, I guess this is I guess there's no way that to have this High Lord meeting and him not to set the record straight for some of these
Right.
things.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking at first, like, Feyre's thinking, like, see, this is why we had to be our true selves. And I'm like, how could Rhys have ever been successful at this meeting without being like, this is actually what
Honest.
happened under the mountain? Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, because I'm like, I feel like even asshole Rhys, like his like fake persona would be having to tell these things.
And how would they even get them to try to ally with them after they of course they would have thought that he was on Amarantha and therefore Hybern's side.
Right.
Based
Right.
on what they saw under the mountain. He had to be honest with what happened to him down there, or at least give them the answers that they're looking for in regards to some of these things to just disprove their theories on who he was and what he did and why he did those things.
Right. Because even this story that they just talk about, it seems like everybody thought Rhys maybe was the Daemati that had gone and done this, and he wasn't. He was trapped.
Exactly.
Or whatever. So, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's all coming together. Okay.
Yeah. So, back to Tamlin, really. Why are you here? He says he's there to help fight against Hybern. Bullshit, Cassian mutters, and I am beyond skeptical as well. This sentiment is echoed around the table, but Tamlin says, quote, even if I have information on Hybern's movements, why do you think I invited them to my house, to my lands? I told you once that I would fight against tyranny, against that sort of evil. Did you think that you were enough to turn me from that? He like is saying this to Feyre when he says this. He's like looking at her. And like at first when I was reading this, I was like, oh, Tamlin, I kind of believe you. But then I think back to Lucian's pleas for Feyre to come back to the Spring Court when he found her when she was training with Rhys. And I'm like, I just don't think that this is 100% accurate. I think that Tamlin is trying to spin the story to make it sound like, oh yes, of course my intentions were to like gain intel on Hybern and get you back at the same time and then turn it around, when I don't think that's the case at all.
Right. Yeah. I'm like, you invited them to your lands because you're an idiot who felt entitled to Feyre. That's ultimately, like, you even said it before. You already said it. Right. And he's, I agree, like spinning it so he could spine them. But I feel like he was using Hybern to get what he wanted and screwing everyone else in the process. And now he's like, how can I make the best
how can I backtrack
a bad situation? Right.
Yeah.
And I don't think anything would be different. Like if Feyre had never actually come back, what would be different? They already had access to your lands, and you were letting them like already scope out the wall and shit.
Yeah, I know. So he then starts to throw all that he did for Feyre and her family in her face. And he says that he's not surprised she's Rhys's whore now after how long he was Amarantha's whore.
I'm going to flip a table. I know. I was like, says the abuser. And he's like, despite all I did for your family and all you witnessed that Rhys did under the mountain. I was like, but all that Rhys did under the mountain while Feyre was there, he was only nice to Feyre. We've talked about this. He healed her. He, bet against, or like bet for what? Yeah. Bet for her, like for the worm. He like helped her win the second fucking task. He fought against Amarantha. He gave her the fairy wine. Like he did, like he was her only ally, I guess, besides Lucian. Yeah, but
and for Tamlin to say that, I'd be like, if you want to compare what was done under the mountain in positive for Feyre, you did zero things to help her.
Zero. Dead fish.
Absolutely zero. Yes.
Not a single thing. So to say, like, despite all he did under the mountain, it's like, well, when Feyre's under the mountain, Rhys was her best fucking friend.
And what do you mean? Like, if you're trying to make this comment directly at Feyre, fine. You can say that, how can you ally with him? Because, what you saw of him under the mountain wasn't necessarily the most positive, but it was still better than what Tamlin did under the mountain for her.
Yeah.
So it's just, I cannot. So.
No. Like, bro.
Yeah.
Losing it.
Tamlin then also points out Rhys's wings that are out, and he wants to know if this is all part of their plan to show them their true selves, to gain trust, which I was just like, oh shit, kind of on the nose there. But Hellion is getting tired of this lover's quarrel and wants to get back to the task at hand before everyone in the inner circle kills Tam Tam. Tamlin's like, you would want to go to war, Hellion. You came out of the last one very profitably. And Hellion's like, yeah, sometimes that happens in war. Who's to say that it can't be lucrative? Callias tries to get the conversation back on track and wants to know what all Tamlin has on Hybern. He's got charts of Hybern's armies, ammunition, Feybane, and weapons cache. Lots of good deets. There's some good arguments on both sides. How can they really trust Tamlin after he had let Hybern in? While he argues that they can't trust Rhys after everything with Amarantha, especially since it appears that Rhys only started to fight back against her when the tide was turning, aka Feyre showing up and surviving that first trial. And wants to know how they knew about the attack on Adriata if they weren't in cahoots.
Yeah, this whole conversation too felt like that meme of all the Spider-Man just pointing at each other. Because he just starts he's like, what about you? And you probably are lying too. And also Tamlin applies the attack on Velaris was staged. He's just being cuckoo bananas right now.
Yes, just making everything up. Yeah. Varian says that it was him who had sent word of the attack. Tarquin did not appear to know this yet, and Tamlin says to Varian, well, maybe you're in league with them too. You're next in line for the throne after all. But Feyre's had enough. She tells Tamlin that he's crazy and that his bitch priestess is why Nesta got turned Fey. Tamlin finds another explanation on this and says that Rhys has been controlling Ianthe's mind. Like, he doesn't even believe that Ianthe is capable of what she did. And this, I've mentioned this like in the last book.
No.
I know. Insane. I feel so bad for Rhys. Like, no one ever believes him. Everyone just thinks that he's manipulating and mind controlling them. Like, how exhausting it must be to always prove that that's not happening. But then he's also never really shown any of the rest of the High Lords his quote-unquote good side. So I'm conflicted. Like, why would they not think that that maybe could be something he's able to do? I don't know.
Yeah. He's been carefully cultivating his asshole persona for, the last 500 plus years, like his whole life. Yeah. I don't know. And so, it does really suck for Rhys. And it's like, how are you going to convince everybody that you're telling the truth now? But God, Tamlin's pissing me off.
So much.
And with this whole thing with like Nesta, he's like, oh no, boo-hoo, you're all young and beautiful forever. What a terrible fate. Like, Nesta's just pretending to be upset she was turned Fey against her will and had to be dunked in the cauldron. It's like, do not rage bait me, you fucking asshole. Like,
I know he's like being like, how could you not want this? Isn't this wonderful and great? And it's like, no, it's horrible.
I just want to live my life. God.
Nesta tells Tamlin he needs to look in the mirror to find the person responsible for the majority of this mess.
Thank you, Nesta. God.
He snarls at her, which makes Cassian snarl back, and then Tamlin makes a cutting remark that certain tastes must run in the Archeron family.
And I was like, that's all it took for Tamlin to clock that Cassian likes Nesta. Jesus.
Well, and that's also like, so Nesta is here with Feyre, and Cassian is part of the inner circle. Why would Cassian not defend anybody in the inner circles? Like,
he's probably just like pressing buttons on, just like saying that because of course that would be, like the most hurtful thing to say. Yeah.
So Feyre to Tamlin is just like, what do you want? An apology? Do you want me to come back and play good little obedient doe-eyed wife? Tamlin says, though, he doesn't want any spoiled goods.
Go fuck yourself. Also, you wanted those spoiled goods at the beginning of the book.
But before he can continue his tirade, the words simply cease to come out of his mouth. While the others may have been looking on in curiosity and amusement before, now there is fear. Brethren, and yet not. Tamlin was a high lord, as powerful as any of them, except for the one at my side. Rhys was as different from them as humans were to Fae. They forgot it, sometimes, how deep that well of power went. What manner of power Rhys bore. But as Rhysand ripped away Tamlin's ability to speak, they remembered. And I just wanted to insert this here, because the mentioning of Rhys being other, even in comparison to the other High Lords, I think is very important.
Yeah, I highlighted that too. It's like, wow, what specific and interesting wording.
Yeah, Sarah J. Maas does not play with that. I mean,
No.
she's very intentional with her wording. So,
Yeah. Yep.
Rhys tells the rest of the High Lords, if you want proof that we are not scheming with Hybern, consider the fact that it would be far less time-consuming to slice into your minds and make you do my bidding.
3 snaps in Z formation.
I know. Let's not forget about this. This is a courtesy. This is Rhys actually kind of
Right.
giving you guys the option to opt in for this.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Ugh.
Baron scoffs, but no one seems stupid enough to contradict this statement outright.
Also, Eris shifts to like kind of block his mom. I was like, my little baby.
Eris. I know. Oh gosh, we've got Nesta and Eris fan, big time. Kirsten, she's like, oh my gosh, I'm rereading these and I love these people. Tarquin clears his throat and says that although he did not clear Varian to send warning, that doesn't change that the Night Court were the ones who came to help. Why did they do it? Because that's what friends do, Rhys says back. It's a tentative offering and calling back to the last time in the Summer Court and proposing a friendship between them. Tarquin rescinds the blood rubies and says the slate between them is now clean. Rhys does ask, though, if Amren can please keep her blood ruby. She's attached to it.
Hey, that was easy. Also, I had put in my note if Amren could still keep hers as a paperweight, and then the next line was Rhys asking that. So I was like,
Yeah.
Also, Tarquin, it'd be really neato if you mentioned how Rhys saved your ass under the mountain as well to vouch for
No
his
kidding.
character a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Because that was it just another higher Fae that was within Tarquin's, was it a direct family member that was trying to escape or to get forces in to try to overtake her? And Rhys basically just, unfortunately, killed that guy instead of revealing the entire plan.
Yeah. I think it was like they called him a princeling or something, but yes.
Okay.
Feyre's like the only one that clocked like, oh,
that was like a mercy killing.
And Tarquin was like, phew.
Yes.
He didn't give away the game. And then as Rhys is walking out, everyone's like, Amaranth, that's being mean to him.
Yeah.
But Feyre's like, he clearly made a decision here.
Mm-hmm. Rhys then looks at Tamlin and says that he believes him, that he wishes to work against Hybern. And here I was thinking that Rhys might truly feel bad for the situation that Tamlin is in currently. I mean, it's still Tamlin's fault. Like, he's not debating that at all, but also knows the lengths that he would have went to save Feyre. I mean, why would anyone want to save her, maybe?
Yeah, 100%. Who cares about Feyre? Just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
We like her a lot. Yeah, and it's like, you can hate Tamlin, but ultimately the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So it's like, that's just the situation we're in right now. It's like, okay, if you're working against Hybern, whatever, like, you suck, but we have to work against Hybern together. We'll never be successful.
Yeah, so let's make a little truce right now. Agree that we have a common enemy, and then we can get back to hating each other after we defeat that.
Right.
Yeah. Rhys removes Tamlin's gag, but Tamlin doesn't respond. Rhys says he doesn't want to waste energy arguing, and they need to start planning. Baron feels like this is all fine and well, but he isn't so sure that he believes Tamlin. And with them sharing a border, he needs something else. Where is Lucien to vouch for him? Tamlin looks to Feyre now, and she tells Baron that Lucien is keeping their city safe. It's not a total lie, but not the full truth. Eris then brings up Elaine and the rumor that she's beautiful, and that it's too bad that she couldn't join them. This is concerning that Eris and his brothers know that Elaine is Lucien's mate.
Right. And how do they even know that? People didn't even know that Rhys and Feyre were mated. How is information getting distributed?
And like other much more important information not getting distributed. Like, you know, like,
right.
Yes.
That Feyre's high lady, I feel like that should have like been trumpeted around the courts,
right.
You know?
No kidding. Moore decides to direct the conversation to say how it's good to know how much Eris still loves to hear himself talk. And then he responds that it's good to know Moore still dresses like a slut. Azriel loses it and leaps across the table and tackles Eris to the ground. Cassian tries to stop him, but is met with a wall of Azriel's blue siphon power. Eris is struggling, but neither Cassian or Rhys can get him to stop. Rhys doesn't try very hard. Cassian is like
Yeah,
at least
right.
physically trying to get there, but Rhys is just like,
He's like,
no,
oh, I can't
please
reach.
stop. Don't.
You're
Yeah.
right.
So Feyre looks at Rhys and knows that he could actually get Azriel to stop, but he nods at her that, yeah, you go for it, girl. Feyre gets up and walks to Azriel and tells him to come with her. Azriel stops immediately and rises, his face enraged. Feyre is thinking here that this is all, in relation to his outlet for the anger at himself for betraying Mor, and Mor is shaking and pale. And all right, why the fuck are you so scared of Azriel hurting Eris? Azriel is a brutal Illyrian warrior. There is no way that Mor is afraid of that display of violence. What the fuck is going on with you,
Right.
Mor?
You'd think you'd be like, please kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, like that was
Get
a
it over
really
with.
mean thing to say. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I talk about this more later too, but and also like Mor is a seasoned warrior and Rhys is second in command. Like, get it together, girl. Shaking and pale? Why?
Why? Don't understand.
Sus.
Mhm.
Sarah's trying to tell us something, you guys.
Oh, exactly. It hasn't been very subtle. I mean, because it keeps coming up. I'm suspicious.
Constantly, yeah.
Yes. Feyre offers for Azriel to come sit beside her, and, quote, Azriel's eyes slid to Eris, the High Lord's son panting beneath him, and the Shadow Singer leaned down to whisper something in his ear that made Eris blanch further. I think Azriel threatened Eris with no more sexy time if he can't behave, but I'm probably wrong.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Go. Baron goes to retaliate against Azriel, but Feyre already has a shield in place and tells him that it must be embarrassing to continue to have their asses handed to them by the Night Court. That makes Hellion laugh, and Feyre tells Eris that if he insults her friend again, she won't stop Azriel the next time. Azriel refuses to make eye contact with Mor, just staring at Eris, when Eris apologizes to Mor.
Eris.
The apology floors basically everyone. But then Hellion starts joking about who owes him money. So the inner circle were apparently not the only ones who had made bets on a fight breaking out.
Yeah, so funny.
Hellion magically makes copies of the reports Tamlin had brought and states that if everything Tamlin brought them is true, the first thing they need to do is destroy the Faebane caches. And while they're debating how to accomplish this, Thiessen says there is no need. One of his master tinkerers has a solution. The tinkerer enters the room, and Feyre recognizes the same type of mechanical prosthetic on her arm like Lucian's eye. This must be his friend who had made his eye for him. Her name is DUNNN. That's what I'm going with.
Sure.
And Rhys recognizes her name and confirms that she is who created Lucian's eye. DUNNN has discovered an antidote of sorts after she receives samples of the Faebane used during the Velaris attack. And I apologize, I didn't really remember Faebane being used in that battle, but then I remember.
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah,
I feel like it was
so,
used to get
yeah.
through their shields and like maybe their weapons were coated with it.
Yeah. Yeah, yes, exactly. But she says that Lucian had provided them to her. Lucian had not told anyone what he was doing, that he was doing this, and DUNNN defends him in saying that he didn't want them to get their hopes up if she was unsuccessful.
I knew Lucian was doing something when he went off to the library by himself. I knew it.
And very smart of him. Like, what a good idea to like send that to her to be like, hey,
yeah,
see if, it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thiessen announces that DUNNN has created a powder that they can ingest that will counter the Faebane's effects, and he already has 3 of his cities manufacturing to start handing them out to their armies. The Tarquin asks about the object imbued with Faebane, like the ones they use to take down shields. See, yeah, this is what we're talking about. That's how they were using it before. DUNNN says that the powder will only protect you from the Faebane's ability to void powers, not to combat weapons entirely. Baron is not trusting of this and wants to know who she is and where she comes from.
And can we get some more Prithian history? I guess about the whole world, too.
Yeah.
Why is everyone so distrustful of everyone else?
It's very, very distrustful.
Mm-hmm.
She is the daughter of 2 high fae from Zion. again.
I
Sorry.
bought it.
Yes. Which is what is making Baron suspicious because Zion was on Hybern's side in the last war. Nuan is like, we are allowed to have our own thoughts and feelings, and I don't live there anymore. Haven't for a while. And Thiessen chimes in that his mother is from Zion, so he better be careful what he's implying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she even said she was born in Prithian. She's like,
Exactly.
I was born in Prithian. Also, Baron, stop being such a little bitch. God.
Ugh. Eris tries to get Baron to get off this track. He saw firsthand how it had rendered Feyre and Lucian without their powers for a prolonged period of time and thinks that they need to think more before flat out saying no. So a couple things that this just made me kind of think about in regards to Faebane is this a relatively new weapon that Hybern is using if they don't already have an antidote to it? And also, most of these High Lords don't seem to know what it can do at all. It's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Right. Or I wonder if, well, I mean, I guess they haven't interacted with Hybern in many, many
Right.
years. Or I wonder if they recently found out how to aerosolize it, I guess, or make
Yeah.
it into a powder because didn't Reese like get nullified? Well, he was
Yeah.
nullified with it by his like handcuffs when he was captured, I think by
In the
Amarantha in
war.
the war. Yeah. And then when the arrows were being shot at him in the night, like in the Illyrian mountains when he got
Hmm.
captured and Feyre rescued him. And I think he also had, so he had like that and the arrows through his wings when they shot him out of the sky. And I think he had like chains on him or something.
Yeah.
That
It makes me
same,
wonder if that's almost like if it's like a stone or something, and like that's what the handcuffs
yeah,
were made out of, and then they figured out how to like, I don't
grind it
know, break it
into a
down
powder.
or something.
Add
Yeah,
it
I
to
don't know.
water, feed it to their apples.
Yeah. Baron doesn't want to risk his people for just a theory, but Nuan says it's not a theory. It has worked. Eris pipes up that he will take it, and Baron looks disgusted with him. Feyre thinks here about Eris. Quote, what had it been like for him under the mountain? What games had he played? What had he endured? Trapped for 49 years. I doubted he would risk such a thing happening again. And yeah, excellent point, Feyre. I mean, seriously, Amarantha may be gone, but she was very successful in destroying the trust between the courts
Mm.
and all of this.
Mm.
Yeah,
Right, true. I wonder, but I wonder what, like, if it wasn't there to begin with,
sure. Yeah, that's true
too.
too.
Like, how
Yeah.
much, but I think it does. Like, her whole purpose was to sow dissension and, like,
Yes.
mistrust and break up
Yeah.
Prithian and make it weak.
Hmm.
Also, Eris is my husband. Don't talk shit about him. And Feyre's like, what would it have been like for him? Also, if he had had a different dad, basically. Like, who would he be? And I'm like, yeah,
Hmm.
he's a sweet little baby. I love him so much.
But Baron says, Eris, you will do no such thing, even if it would make his brothers happy to have him out of the way to be in line for the next High Lord. Reese is like, all right, cool family moment over here, but back to everything at hand. Thank you, Nuan. Us in the Night Court will take it. All of us, including my soldiers, and thank you for finding this. Tamlin uses this opportunity to point out that he doesn't really have an army to give it to after everything that Feyre did. He's like, come on, Feyre, you knew my people would be defenseless. It allowed Hybern to just march right in. No, 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 no. You allowed Hybern to march just right in.
Right.
Stop it.
Tamlin, lie in the bed you made. Shut the fuck up.
And Feyre is feeling guilty thinking about all of those in the spring court and what she did and how much worse it is now. And like, okay, like part of me while I was like reading this, I was like, okay, so Feyre does still have some compassion for those who cannot defend themselves. Like, I think that she
Yeah.
wanted to like sow distrust in Tamlin and kind of didn't also think about the fact that that will also leave the innocent defenseless if and when
Right.
Hybern came. So it's like, I understand like you being like, I just wanted to cause chaos and like, dismantle Tamlin's power structure. But in doing so, like your whole plan was to do this. And this had the unintended consequences of doing so. So like, yes, you can feel guilty about this occurring, but ultimately it still was not your fault that it happened at all. So just, you know, like, I understand your compassion for those who can't defend themselves, but just blame is not yours.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it is. And because I feel like we felt this way at the beginning of the book as well. And this is how Feyre felt when she went back into the Spring Court, was that like now Hybern and the Spring Court were synonymous
Yeah.
because Tamlin was working with them. And so
Mhm.
bringing down the Spring Court was like a blow to Hybern.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I had similar thoughts on all of this. Like, I agree with you. And, but yeah, and I still get confused about like what Tamlin's point is, because it's like he made the bargain with
With
Hybern.
Hybern.
It's Tamlin's
Yeah.
own fault for trusting Hybern to keep his word. Like, the king almost immediately, when we had the whole cauldron bathing day, he went back on his word. So what he and Tamlin agreed to. Tamlin's like, we didn't agree to this. He's like, I don't care. This is what's
when
happening.
Nesta and Elaine show up, and Tamlin's like, no, this was not, I didn't agree to this. And Hybern literally said, I don't care. This is what we're doing. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So then at the same time, like flip side of the coin, whatever, Feyre, it's a good example of her actions have consequences that she didn't fully consider or think through. Right. But once again, like if you're thinking that the Spring Court is Hybern,
then yeah, like why would you feel that bad about doing that? Exactly.
Right, yeah. Right. And so, but yeah, I agree. Like while she was in the Spring Court, she didn't care at all. She wanted to burn it to the ground. It didn't seem like the collateral of the people that lived there mattered to her or was a consideration at all. She just wanted to take Tamlin down. And she succeeded, and now she has to deal with the knowledge of that. And I also don't 100% trust Tamlin. I'm like, he could be exaggerating.
Right.
Or twisting some things, like maybe it's not so bad there.
Making it sound more dire than it is. Exactly. Yeah. Kind of. Yeah.
Right. And even Feyre, like in this part, she's feeling guilty and she's like, but Hybern had promised him or said something. And I was like, if you trust Hybern, you're just as dumb as Tamlin.
Yeah.
And yeah. But ultimately, like Tamlin let Hybern in. Feyre didn't invite Jurian and the evil twins.
Right.
To go and, do all of that stuff. So
exactly. Tamlin says that's all fine and dandy that they're going to use this antidote, but he doesn't have a full army, and he's been trying to get his people to the eastern part of his territory away from Hybern. Nesta deadpans that, so Tamlin, you're not taking the antidote then? And I was like, yeah. This was a very long-winded way of saying that you won't do it, Tamlin. Oh my God.
That made me LOL.
Hellion has a few ideas to help out the Spring Court's issues. Tamlin does need to evacuate, though. Will his northern neighbors help? Baron claims that they don't have the resources to do so, and Vivienne is like, yeah, sure you don't. Then Baron is like, oh, wives are invited as a courtesy, not to have an opinion on anything, to which Vivienne claps back that they're all about to be bleeding beside each other. Her opinion is just as valid as the rest of them. And I'm like, yes. Vivienne snaps 100%. But Baron is like, remember what they did to our females in the last war? It was horrendous. My wife's sisters were tortured and brutalized when they were captured. Hellion is eyeing Baron and the High Lady of Autumn, and it's like, wow, what a fucked up thing to speak about so casually right in front of your wife. I'm like, her sisters, they really got it bad in that last war. It's like, what?
Baron sucks hard. Also, let's just remember that Hellion is not liking this.
He is not.
Okay, just put a pin in that.
Tarquin offers to allow Tamlin's people to come to his lands instead. Baron isn't having it. He feels the seasonal courts are going to be at charnel houses once the war begins, but Rhys brings up the point that they're the closest to the wall that Hybern is trying to take down. So, why would they plan to invade territories farther from the wall? It's dumb.
Yeah, exactly. He's trying to get the human lands incorporated into whatever.
Yeah, and bring down the wall. Why would he go to the Night Court to bring down the wall? It's the farthest from it. So stupid. Yeah. Thiessen wants to know if the humans are going to side with Hybern, and Nesta confirms that the human queens have sold them out. Quote, for the gift of immortality, the human queens will allow Hybern in to sweep away any resistance. They might very well hand over control of their armies to him.
Right. And what chance do the humans stand really? They're going to get swept away like a giant,
yes.
They're like a wave.
Yeah. And their armies are going to be used for food for Hybern's army, I feel
Oh,
like. I mean, they're
gross. Yeah, they're all evil.
they eat them and I don't know, it's
100%.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is lots of arguing that follows about protecting the humans on the other side of the wall or not. Feyre and co. are all for it, and Baron, no surprise, is strongly against.
Mm-hmm. You're right. And I was like, if the human land is occupied by Hybern, that will not be great for you eventually. And it's
Right.
like with all this talk too, it's like, why are you even fighting against Hybern then? Like, what do
Yeah,
you
if you don't care,
why
if you're
aren't you
just
on
like, yeah,
Hybern's side? Yeah. Like,
yeah. Like, what are you here for then? If you're trying to debate,
mm-hmm.
like, are you just going to sit in your court and just hope that everybody else is going to take care of everything? And then,
Right.
I mean, it's just
I feel
silly.
like, yeah, Baron's like a practical person where he would be like, okay, all of my neighbors, everybody else in this continent is against Hybern. And if I join with Hybern, I won't be successful. I have a better chance of being successful if I join with like the group,
Yeah.
because it's like he seems like, why would he not be
Yeah.
on Hybern's side?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Feyre calls Baron a coward.
Oh, remember when I was like, I can imagine Feyre calling Nesta a coward? This is why.
Yes. The room tenses and Baron is like, "You're the coward," and brings up Claire again. It's his only comeback, but it's effective. And Feyre starts remembering Claire strung up under the mountain in the cinders of her home back in the human lands. Reese is like, "Cool, so are you joining us or not?" Baron said he hasn't decided, which makes Eris look nervous. Lots of bad stuff could go down for both sides if he can't get Baron to get on board because of their existing agreement. Cassian says he doesn't have time to sit on his ass and think about whether or not they're going to join, and Baron makes a remark about not listening to lesser Fae on big boy Fae topics.
Baron is exhausting.
Yeah, God.
Exhausting.
Feyre is raging inferno mad, but it's Nesta that speaks up and says, quote, "That bastard may wind up being the only person standing in the way of Hybern's forces and your people."
Oh my God, just make out with Cassian already. What are we
I know.
doing?
She's defending like everything that's been said about Feyre even. It's
Yeah, this is the first time she's
Cassian's-
piped up.
Yep. Interesting. Feyre's like, "Yeah, if you're not going to be helpful, just leave." And Baron's like, "Helpful? What do you know?" "Oh, we're going there. All that time that Reese spent with Amarantha, we were all trying to keep our people safe and not be her next victim. So don't speak to me about being helpful."
But also, Reese was doing that to keep his people safe. You were essentially both doing the same thing. You just had different methods
of doing so. Yeah.
Yeah.
The inner circle is raging, and Tarquin tells Baron that's enough, but he's not done. He says, quote, "And now Rhysand wants to play hero. Amarantha's whore becomes Hybern's destroyer. But if it goes badly, will he get on his knees for Hybern or just spread his..." But Feyre is done. Fire erupts out of her, and it blasts into Baron.
For the love of God, Feyre.
I know.
Oh, man. I didn't see that coming.
Mm.
Feyre is enraged. She's seeing red. She cannot be reasoned with. Feyre wants to kill Baron, and she doesn't care about the consequences. Baron shields against Feyre's fire assault just in time, but Eris and Lucian's mom, we don't know her name, gets singed. Feyre then attacks Baron with water when her fire isn't successful. Baron's fire seems sort of evenly matched with Feyre's water, so then she uses her day magic to shoot a beam of light that starts to break through the barrier, since the day magic is the spell cleaver magic. Oh, hey! Remember when you were going to keep all your powers hidden, but instead you use them all in rapid succession 20 minutes into the High Lord meeting? That was cool.
Right? Like, so much for keeping composure. You could have used some of your Night Court powers and hidden them. So much better. Like, even Reese said, like, it's going to be expected that you have received some Night Court, like, powers from me. So, but instead she just uses all of them.
Yeah,
However,
she could have, like, broken into Baron's mind, potentially. You know what I mean? Like,
However, I do want to defend her a little bit because I don't think she has like full control over herself with a lot of her magic, and it just kind of erupts sometimes. And every time that she has been mad or enraged, it has been fire that has
Oh,
come
okay.
out.
Yeah.
So, but like you said, then she just keeps following up with every single other power she has. So I'm
She's
not
like,
making an excuse for her,
and
but
now I'm gonna try this one.
Yeah.
Feyre's having under the mountain flashbacks when she started attacking Baron, like about Amarantha leading Rhys Sand away and like all this stuff. And I'm having flashbacks too about all the advice Alice gave Feyre before she went under the mountain that Feyre then immediately ignored. Feyre never listens. And this was your idea. Okay. Rhys is finally able to get through to Feyre, calm her down. And Rhys is used to people thinking the worst of him and talking shit / judging him. So he's not bothered by Baron's taunts. Also, he's 500 years old. Baron doesn't have anything good in his life, and Rhys does, etc. He's like telling Feyre that. Well, cat's out of the bag. Tarquin realizes that's how Feyre got through his wards. Baron is livid, and Helion? How are we saying it?
Helion, I don't know.
Helion, okay.
Yep. Yeah.
I just want to say it the same way as you so people don't get like super confused. Yeah. And Helion says, quote, I wondered where it went, that little bit, so small, like a fish missing a single scale, but I still felt whenever something brushed against that empty spot.
So they did notice something was missing, or they didn't notice? Also, if
I'm
this
guessing
is
they did notice.
Right. If this is like a drop, if he's comparing this to a fish scale, how unbelievably powerful are they? If he's comparing this one little bit that he noticed missing as that minuscule.
Yeah,
Just interesting comparison. Yeah. Or maybe he's playing it off like, oh, you didn't take that much from me. Whatever. It's fine.
Right, maybe. Right. And she can use that teeny little bit and like have so much power.
Right. Yeah. Wild.
Helion thinks this is why Rhys made Feyre High Lady, but no, try again. Rhys did that because he loves Feyre. Feyre feels dead inside right now. Yeah, you done fucked up, Aaron. What are you thinking? Tamlin, when questioned if he knew about Feyre's powers, says that it wasn't anyone's business. Which I mean, hey, Tamlin, that's nice of you to say.
Yeah.
Baron disagrees. That tiny smidgen of power belongs to him. Hey, Baron, let's not forget, you were actually the first one to give Feyre your sparkle. So what's that about? Lucian's mom's just sitting there wide-eyed, and Feyre apologizes for burning her. And Baron says, don't talk to her, you human filth. Wait a minute. Feyre used to be a human? Don't you know we're not supposed to talk about that?
And also, she's not human anymore. Holy crap. Shut up, Baron.
But please.
Yeah. I know.
This is unacceptable. So Rhys attacks Baron. He breaks through all Baron's shields like it's nothing and then turns his chair into black dust and Baron falls on his ass. That was funny. Also, please note that here Rhys puts his hands in his pockets because it's hot. And also, it's the thing that he does every time he acts like Court of Nightmares Rhysand, like evil. It's his like part of his mask, I feel like.
Yes. It makes him look very nonchalant, almost like lazy. It's like a hot power move.
Yeah.
I really
but
love
also
it every time it happens. Yeah.
I know, I do love it, but I'm also just now realizing I'm like, are you still sitting down when you put your hands in your pockets? Like that's not as hot.
Maybe he stood up.
Standing up.
Maybe.
I don't Let's know, pretend. I can't remember.
Like he's
you
can't put your hands in your pockets.
Rose from his chair. I know. But it's not. It looks weird though. You know what I mean? It's not as cool. It's not as cool.
That's not comfortable unless he's like leaning back. What if he's like relaxing,
like reclined
in his chair? Well, because he's got to have one for his wings out, so he probably can kind of recline a little bit. But
maybe
I don't know. We're just making it up to make Rhys sound like he is actually cooler than maybe. We can't decide.
Yeah. Whatever is happening, he looks good. Okay. Baron's like, that's it. I'm out. And I hope Hybern kills you all violently. But at this moment, Nesta stands up and she's like, you're not going anywhere, actually. You are all that stands between Hybern and everything that is good and decent. I'm assuming she's using like the royal you, not just Baron all by himself.
Right. Yeah.
And Nesta asks Baron why he's refusing to fight in this war, even though he fought against Hybern in the other war. Right. And I guess really the better question is, why did he fight against Hybern the first time? I would assume not to save humans, because he's a butthead.
I know. I was wondering about that as well, because he seems very greedy and apathetic. And I don't feel like he would have sided with them unless he
Right.
was pressured into it or because of previous alliances. Like, it just doesn't really make sense on why he would have been on their side.
Right.
But
Like,
it
what are
does
your
sound like
motivations?
all of Prithian was basically against Hybern. And it was like external courts that sided
I
with
don't
him. Or
know. But
you know what I mean?
didn't Tamlin's dad fight
Yes,
for
that's true.
Hybern?
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know.
Maybe not. So it was not widespread across Prithian.
I guess we don't really know a lot about the original
Yeah.
war. Just like
Yeah.
little things that have been said in passing.
Yes.
Baron doesn't answer Nesta, and Nesta realizes now she has everyone's full attention. She's like, okay, grand speech time. Quote, "You may hate us. I don't care if you do, but I do care if you let innocents suffer and die. At least stand for them, your people. For Hybern will make an example of them, of all of us." And you know this how? Baron sneered. "I went into the cauldron," Nesta said flatly. "It showed me his heart. He will bring down the wall and butcher those on either side of it." End quote. Nesta's like, of course, I mean, it really sucks. Those Fey children got murdered, but below the wall in the human lands, Nesta has seen children and whole families starve to death. And if it weren't for Feyre, Nesta would be one of them. Feyre's moved that Nesta said the most bland thing about
It's probably, I think it might be the first time that Feyre felt Nesta's gratitude for all that she did. And like, we've talked about this. Nesta has brought it up a few times, but I think this was like officially the light bulb moment where Feyre was like, oh, she actually did appreciate the things that I did. Kind of.
Yeah.
Like,
I think they did talk about it though when she came back the first time. But
it was,
you know,
when they were like,
that was like a year ago. Yeah. So long. Basically, for the last 500 years, the Fae and Prithian have thrived while the humans below the wall have toiled and suffered. All Nesta really cares about is making sure no more children, Fae or human, suffer. And how can all these High Lords not also want to fight for that? Thesan? That's why do I immediately forget how you say it? Thesan.
I think I said it differently every time. Every time I came across his name previously, I was like,
I don't know. Thesan's like, the treaty did not explicitly say we had to be nice to humans or take care of them. They were to be left alone. Oh, please. No one knows what the treaty actually says. Show me a copy. Show me a copy. What court has all the libraries again? Let's all go there right now. Read the treaty. Also, if Reese's research is to be believed, the treaty did want you to take care of humans or like incorporate your lives together since the wall was supposed to be temporary.
Yeah. Like literally no one knows the ins and outs of this. And you were talking about which court has it. I'm like, Hellion, I'm sure you have a copy. Please provide and rid all of this confusion from what's been happening. It's ridiculous.
God. Everyone should learn that in Faye first grade or whatever. Cassian and Feyre are both just stunned. Like, I can't believe Nesta has the emotional capacity to say all of these words together in a sentence in that order. Eris and Lady Autumn, why don't we know her fucking name? Look like they're considering Nesta's words, and Baron says, I'll think about it before winnowing away with all of the Autumn peeps. But, quote, Eris was the last to winnow, something conflicted dancing over his face, as if this was not the outcome he'd planned for, expected. Eris, just stay. You can stay, okay? Sit by me.
No, and this is from Feyre's point of view. So this is just what she thinks Eris is feeling and thinking. But I think he wants to go back with the inner circle to the night court. Hang out with Azriel.
Right. Maybe this is why the cover for the next book hasn't been released yet, because she's like, once I release it, it's going to give away that it's like the Azriel story.
Like, yes.
Queer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
Please. Nesta sits back down, her mask carefully back in place. Callias then asks Feyre if she mastered his ice power, and Feyre is like, yeah, I'm good at all the magics.
Is she, though? I don't know that.
Yeah, she can make them all come out. Callias isn't sure if Feyre having a sparkle of his power makes a difference in how he feels about the alliance. And Feyre lets her true self shine. She starts to spiral. Quote, that fast, this alliance unraveled. That fast, because of my lack of control, Rhys cuts in. It either would have been this or something else, Rhys said from where he stood beside my chair, one hand toying with the glittering panels on the back of my gown. Better now than later. Callias won't break. He just needs to sort it through on his own, end quote. Feyre, let me teach you a little phrase. I'm rubber and you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. Get it? Together. It's like how Harry always loses his shit when someone insults his dad.
And it's like, when did this temper of hers become so uncontrollable? It's odd. Like, she can't keep it together. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it?
I mean, she always has, easily gotten riled, especially like about Rhys, I guess.
That's true. That's true.
That's like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Because she was holding it together until they really were pushing.
Until they
whatever, but also
Rhys.
just like,
True.
right. And just her being like, this is all my fault. I mean, it is, but part of me too is like, well, anyway, I guess this will like all come out, but like maybe this was the best and only way that your powers could have been revealed to people. Like if you had sat down and been like, hey, by the way, I have all of your powers. Maybe it would have gone a different way versus like watching you attack Baron because he's a dick and everyone kind of being like, well, he deserved it.
Right.
Anyway, Tarquin now pipes up and he's like, a kernel of my power is a price I'm fine with paying after what Feyre did under the mountain. And Helion's like, are you sure it's only a kernel? She seemed pretty powerful just now. I don't know. You're the one that gave it to her. It's like she almost drowned Baron despite the wards. Feyre thinks to herself, maybe it's because I'm super special and made, so the wards don't recognize me. Who knows? We could speculate for hours.
Literal
just
hours.
Us.
Yep.
Like, be like, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that.
Yeah.
We literally don't know. Feyre feels Helion's magic brushing against the shield around her, quote, as if testing for a tether, as if I were some parasite leeching power from him, and he'd gladly sever it. Ooh, Feyre the parasite. I love that for me.
So great. So great.
Thiesen's like, whatever. Unless we want to kill her, there's nothing to be done. Rhys, of course, is like, yeah, that's not happening. And Feyre thinks, quote, it wasn't entirely placating, his tone, words of peace, yet the tone was terse, as if, were it not for Rhys and his power, he'd consider tying me down on an altar and cutting me open to see where his power was and how to take it back. Which, I don't know, just feels dramatic to me.
So just because of the way that Feyre reacts to some of this stuff or what she thinks these people are thinking about her, it makes me wonder if she is just projecting. Like, this is what she would actually do if the roles were reversed.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Because she's just like, her over-the-top dramatic responses, and sometimes I'm like, this sounds exactly like what you would do if you were in their shoes. Like, you're projecting. Ugh,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, okay. It's like, it goes back to her too. Like, she does like to think the worst of people. Because she's a bad person. That's my theory. Feyre stands and looks all the high lords in the eye. And this is a longer quote. I did not take your power. You gave it to me, along with the gift of my immortal life. I am grateful for both, but they are mine now, and I will do with them what I will. My friends had risen to their feet, now in rank behind me, Nesta at my left. Rhys stepped up to my right, but did not touch me. Let me stand on my own, stare them all down. I said quietly, but not weakly, I will use these powers, my powers, to smash Hybern to bits. I will burn them and drown them and freeze them. I will use these powers to heal the injured, to shatter through Hybern's wards. I have done so already, and I will do so again. And if you think that my possession of a kernel of your magic is your biggest problem, then your priorities are severely out of order. Feyre, don't make me like you. I've spent 3 books cultivating my hatred for you, okay? Also, remember, you said all of this out loud and meant it when you decide to feel guilty about something stupid later.
Yep, no takes backsies on this
right.
one. Own it, Feyre. Just own it. And seriously. I'm so glad that you just pointed out to all of them in attendance that you did not ask to be turned Fey or to take any of their powers. They were given. Thank you for putting that out there. 100%. Rhys had to say it to you not that long ago, and we're happy that he did, but I'm glad you finally said it out loud.
Yeah, I was like, this is a she just accepted this. Like,
Yes.
in this very
Ugh.
moment, you know.
Took
Previously,
forever.
she's like, I stole it from them. Vivian and Cressida are both like, hell yeah, girl, we'll fight with you. Yay! Girls rule, boys drool. Actually, and then all the dumb men, even Tamalam, also stand up and agree. 6 out of 7, baby. Not bad, Cursebreaker.
Whoop, whoop.
So, okay, awesome. Alliance is official. They all talk for another 2 hours, but there's still a lot of back and forth and bickering. Plus, Tamlin's still there. So the other High Lords are reluctant to give too many details about how many troops they have, where weapons are stored, etc. And after the meeting is over, everyone decides to have a sleepover at the palace. Everyone's led away to their suites until it's just Rhys and company and the Winter Court people left. So Rhys makes a joke about how none of them won their bets about who would fight since Azriel started to fight. I don't know. So quickly, I was thinking about this more because I was like, wait, I guess the meeting had been going on for a long time. Was it because he started the fight too long afterwards, or was it like so fast?
Or was it considered quote unquote fast? They didn't consider the meeting to actually have started until Tamlin showed up. Like, yeah. I don't know for sure. I don't know. Who set the timer on this? Right. When did the meeting start? Tell me.
Yeah, because at first I was like,
point of contention for me if I made a bet.
Yeah.
Is it from the time that the meeting was supposed to start? When everyone finally showed up? What are we?
Exactly. So I guess no matter what, they didn't win their bets. I don't know why, but whatever. Thanks a lot, Azriel. Okay. Azriel and Moore still seem to be shaken by the fight with Eris. Moore hasn't spoken since, and it took about 30 minutes for her to stop shaking. I just don't... why is she so upset? It was just a little scuffle. No one's even seriously injured. It just seems like Eris insulting you shouldn't be that upsetting. Obviously, there's like nuance here that we're missing or something's not been revealed yet, but like, what?
Explain yourself, Sarah. I want to know why this reaction frightened her. Tell me more.
Tell us
Tell
now.
me preferably in the next book.
Yeah.
And not the one after that, okay?
Right. We must know. Vivian and Callias speculate with Rhys and Moore about the likelihood of Baron allying with them since everyone else is now allied together. And Callias also talks about how Amarantha knocked out a lot of his forces. Rhys is playing it close to the chest, but he does say they have Illyrian legions and Darkbringer troops. So then we cut to Feyre, Rhys, and the Inner Circle in their opulent suite. We find out this palace is Theson's private residence. And Azriel is still upset, and Moore and Cassian are watching him closely. Rhys and Feyre are talking about it down the bond, and it's better to just leave Azriel alone. He doesn't want to talk about his feelings. Don't worry, buddy. I get it.
I know. Poor Azriel. I mean, I don't know why he's so sad. I mean, I think maybe it's because he just almost killed his mate over disrespecting his friend that he, quote unquote, appears to have complicated feelings for. Oh, I wish this were true, but it's probably not.
There's got to be fan fiction out there for you to read about this. It's got to be.
There's got to be. There is.
I'll teach you how to use the filters. Okay.
Yeah.
Rhys is proud of Feyre and how she handled herself at the meeting. Oh, and she's like, even though I showed everyone all of my powers, especially because you showed everyone all of your powers, boo, hiss.
I don't love this. Yeah.
Right. I'm like, what? Why did we even have that whole thing? Okay, whatever. Rhys says he didn't realize.
Better. I mean, they got in an not an argument, but that whole conversation about trust and being true. And then we were like, what the fuck? They're just going to totally hide this with Feyre? And then it all came out anyway. So it's kind of like, well, it didn't go the way you had originally planned, but it was probably the better way to do it. So it's okay. I don't know.
It's like, no more secrets for real, even though it was an accident, I guess that you now have no more secrets.
Yeah.
And again, it's like, I could see an argument of like, any other way, it might not have been successful. Just like it had to happen this way or whatever.
Yeah.
So Rhys says he didn't realize how powerful Feyre was and how much of an advantage she had over the other High Lords. Baron will be out for blood, though. Again, like why is her sparkles so much more powerful or equally as powerful as the magic that they all have?
If it's just one little drop of it.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It is interesting.
Tell me more. I want to understand.
Yeah. I don't think the magic system is that important for us to ever get an answer.
Unfortunately, it's not.
Yeah. Baron, we don't need to know an answer. It's Feyre's special. She's made with a capital M.
Mm-hmm.
Baron also knows that Elaine and Lucian are mates, right? We talked about that. So Feyre says if Baron tries to hurt Elaine, she'll kill him. Rhys fully supports that sentiment. The conversation then shifts to Tamlin, and Feyre wonders if Rhys thinks Tamlin was telling the truth about working against Hybern. Rhys does think he was telling the truth, and that maybe they were wrong to never consider that possibility. Kind of changes things, but also not really. It's implied that Rhys doesn't forgive Tamlin because of the way Tamlin treated Feyre, and neither do we.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Nesta had gone straight to her room when they all got to their suites, so Feyre wants to go check on her and make sure she's doing okay. Feyre isn't sure if Nesta's upset that Baron left anyway, even after Nesta tried to get him to stay. Rhys also says Nesta did a good job at the meeting. Oh, but before Feyre leaves, there's a knock on the door and Helion comes in. Turns out Helion's nice, and he and Rhys are friends. His whole act at the meeting was just a facade. Helion apologizes to Feyre for being a butthead. What are we doing? Why can't anyone be themselves?
I know. I'm like, do all the High Lords just put on a facade in order to prove that they're not weak? I don't get it.
Yeah, what? Once again,
you
all
can
these
be,
people are...
Yeah, you can be powerful and not be an asshole. It's right. You can be both things. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can see you being mean and lording it over your subjects that you have to keep in line, quote unquote. But all of the High Lords are your peers. You know, you could all just why can't you be yourselves around your friendsies? Yeah. Helion comments on Rhys's behavior and how he's surprised Rhys didn't kill Baron, but Rhys says the nice act was Feyre's idea. And then Helion's like, great, now I look like one of the assholes. And then he compliments Azriel for beating up Eris and says that image will be his new fantasy at night. Mine too! Kiss, kiss, kiss!
I know, me too. Oh, there's also some heated eye contact, specifically between Helion and Mor. And when I was reading this, I was just like, think that Azriel has a crushy crush on you, and he just defended your honor, and now you're ready to make eyes at somebody else? What?
Yeah.
Don't get it.
Yeah. Right. Well, it turns out Helion has been trying to have a foursome with Cassian, Mor, and Azriel for the last 400 years. Feyre's like, oh my God, you can do that? And Rhys teases her about having someone else join them in bed. My God, what can we expect from the newest book?
This is not too much of a spoiler, but it is known that we were deprived in Silver Flames of this type of situation. Oh. So a lot of fans think that there's at least maybe, hopefully, a threesome in the next book. Maybe.
Oh, that's funny. We'll see. Feyre seems into it. Her toes curl and everything. Rhys says, I think you'd like two males worshiping you. Shut the fuck up.
This was so funny to me because I was like, Feyre, I mean, I don't know. This is just I think I've kind of joked about you with this, but I'm a deeply monogamous person. So this is a no thanks to me. They're already established mates. Totally cool for it outside of this situation, but not with established mates.
Yeah, it's
hey,
so
you do
weird.
what you want. It's just not my thing. Okay,
right.
Do you? But I don't particularly love this fantasy of theirs, apparently. So,
that they're having this conversation. Right. And especially with the whole mate thing, Rhys was so when they landed in the Illyrian camp right after they were mated, and Cassian's like, Feyre, you don't look that tired. And they fought for 2 hours.
Right. Yeah.
And Rhys is like, yeah, you want somebody else to have sex with us? What?
What? No.
It just seems so not. Out of left field almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Enough of this sex talk.
Agreed.
Helion,
Never thought I'd say it, but agreed.
Helion tells Cassian that their troops will meet up in the Myrmidons, which is the mountain range that borders the night and day courts. From there, they'll march south and join Theson's forces, then eventually make camp along Callias' southwestern border near the Summer Court. Rhys also believes Tarquin will fight, but is still unsure about Baron. It's also, isn't Tarquin part of the Alliance? What do you mean you think he's going to fight?
I mean, maybe he's agreed that this is the route we need to take, but whatever he actually can contribute or is available, I think is kind of the question, maybe.
Or he's I'm definitely against Hybern. but I don't know.
But am I going to come fight right now? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hybern is focusing on the south, though. So the Spring Court and Human Lands will see the brunt of the battles. And if Baron doesn't join up with the Northern Courts and push southward with them, the Autumn Court will probably also be a battleground. Baron has a history of making dumb decisions, though. He played games in the First War, and his people still remember the losses that occurred because of them. Even his own wife was affected. So this is the story that he was talking about right next to her. And it's like, oh, so it's your fault? I don't know. When he's like, just think of the atrocities. But and now
we're kind of my fault that I directly allowed to happen because because I fucked around and found out the first time around.
Yeah, I guess so. So Lady Autumn's two older sisters were tormented. That's the word that's used, and butchered during the war. Lady Autumn was sent to stay with her sisters, and her younger children were sent to other relatives to spread out the bloodline. Woof.
Yeah.
Hybern attacked the estate where Lady Autumn was staying. It's very annoying to talk about someone that doesn't have a fucking name. Her sisters bought her time to run, but Hybern's minions caught up with her and Helion saved her. Helion tore the Hybern beasts apart with his bare hands. That's violent. There are lots of other ways he could have chosen to kill them.
I mean, just quick side thought. It doesn't sound like Baron and Lady Autumn are mates, does it? I don't think they are.
So no one's ever talked about that.
Yeah, of Helion's is for some other reason.
Right.
I don't know.
Seems a little personal, like when Rhys killed the ravens.
Bingo, bango, bongo. Exactly what I'm talking about.
Moore mentions a rumor she heard around all of this that Lady Autumn was holding out for someone before she agreed to her marriage with Baron. But Helion clarifies that her family wanted power and she did not have a choice. Turns out Lady Autumn and Helion met a year before she was forced to marry Baron. She was only 20 when they married.
And Feyre makes a comment in this part about how young she was. And she compares it to what Moore was almost forced into. And I think I legitimately yelled at the book and said, "You are 23, you dummy. You are not this aged and wizened relationship expert. Just shut your pie hole." When you're judging how old these women are in these situations.
Right. And also, Feyre's only 20.
Yes. Oh, yeah, 20, not 23. Who am I talking about? Well, maybe she's 21 now. She didn't have a birthday. Oh, no.
That's when she turned 20. Yes. And I don't know what month it is right now.
Maybe she's 20 and a half.
Right. I was thinking
like a true child when you're talking about how old your kid is.
Yeah. She's 20 and 11 months. Because I'm guessing in Silver or in what the fuck's the next one? Frost and Starlight. Isn't it all about her birthday or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that we're not even at the 2 year mark of Feyre entering Prythian.
Yes.
Which I'm like, that's crazy. That's a crazy timeline for these books. Anyway, so I agreed. Like, Feyre's like, she has gone through a lot of trauma, so that does age you up, but not that.
Yes.
So at the time of the rescue, Baron and Lady Autumn had been married for about 2 decades. Once again, her not having a name is annoying to me. Feyre wants to know.
Insert a little thought here on this.
Yes.
So we've kind of talked about this. We don't know what Mama Archeron's name is. We don't know what Rhys's mom's name is. We don't know what Lady Autumn's name is.
We don't know Tamlin's parents.
No. We don't even know what Rhys's last name is.
Right.
So one thing that I do want to make known to our listeners is that Sarah J. Maas has said previously she does not repeat character names across series, across books. There, I believe, is a reason that these names, she's never put a name to them. I think she has plans for releasing this information later to us as important things that we have heard about, either in prior books or in other series of hers.
Right. Okay.
I know that drives you fucking crazy with the
it really does.
But I swear to God. Yeah.
Like every single person that lives in Prythian actually is from a different world. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is.
Like, that's so dumb. But I mean, I'm like, is it I guess maybe their ancestors or whatever. It wouldn't be them. It's not like Rhys came from a different world. It's like his ancestor's ancestor's ancestor.
Yes.
You really think he came from a different world?
No, I don't think he did. We know Amren did.
Right. And she's
Amren's a world walker.
15,000 years old. That's what I'm saying. Was like, when were the rips in the world?
Yes.
Just say it. We'll cut it out.
But no, I can't. It is such a spoiler for other series. I can't say anything.
God. Is it stupid Crescent City?
Yes, it is.
Damn it. Okay.
I know.
All right. It's cool.
Yeah.
I just hate you right now. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. I'm sorry.
No. Maybe I'll bump up my Crescent City read after I get through a couple other things.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know it's almost August.
No, it's
though,
okay. Don't get me.
I know.
So anyway, okay. I digress.
Yeah.
Where was I? All right. Right. Okay. They've been married for 2 decades. No, it's totally fine.
Yes.
Feyre wants to know if Baron knows that Helion saved his wife during the war. Baron does not know this. He's like, absolutely not. Helion and Lady Autumn had an on-again, off-again affair after he rescued her that went on for a few decades. During the affair time, Lady Autumn was a bright and bubbly, happy person, but of course, Baron found out eventually, and now she's quiet and withdrawn, and she doesn't even have a fucking name, apparently. So it's pretty obvious that Baron is physically and emotionally abusive. Feyre wants to know why Helion didn't stop all this, and he gives her some attitude. Quote, Baron is a high lord, and she is his wife, mother of his brood. She chose to stay. Chose. And with the protocols and rules, lady, you will find that most situations like the one you were in do not end well for those who interfere. End quote. Good point. And it does suck. Feyre, this is like, again, her being like, well, why don't you just do this thing? And it's like, I know that like precedent is just like a stupid answer, but it's also like, that's just not how things are done. And I would have gotten killed. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And like, while I can agree with you, there's not an option. There's not a way to really get around this. So,
yeah. Like, and you know, Tarquin did you a favor and didn't send you back to Tamlin when you were in the summer court. Like, he could have done that. And he, you know, there was a real concern that he might have. So Baron also never confronted Helion because Baron couldn't admit publicly that his possession would run around on him like that. So Feyre's kind of putting some pieces together, and Rhys down the bond is like, hey, whatever you're just now realizing, lock it up. Your face is an open book. So Feyre makes like a flippant, jokey joke remark, and Rhys starts asking Helion about his libraries and if he's ever found any information on how to repair the wall. So they kind of change the subject. That conversation is going on in the background as Feyre realizes and tells Rhys down the bond that Helion is Lucian's father. Bomb drop, brain exploding, crowds running frantically in all directions. How else can we portray the magnitude of this?
I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. But you remember in the last episode when I was like, hey, Feyre's looking at Lucian being like, wow, he has like a darker skin tone from his brothers. Yes.
Like, this is what we're talking about, people. It's like, you wouldn't really pay attention to that the first time you read it. And then you realize that every bit of information in Sarah's books have, you know, a reason for being there. Rhys is like, holy shit. And they have a pretty lengthy convo down the bond. It is like long. It's like multiple pages while he's having a conversation with Helion. Talking.
It's like a little whiplash back and forth, trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah.
Feyre's pointing out that Lucian has the same nose, the same smile, the same voice, and his skin is darker than his brother's. Okay, this explains a lot. Like why Lucian's father and brothers hate him so much and have tormented Lucian his entire life. Also makes sense why Eris doesn't necessarily want Lucian dead, because Lucian's not a threat to Eris's power. And so it seems like Helion has no idea that Lucian is his son. It's also really sad because Lucian is Lady Autumn's favorite son, not just because Lucian is a good, nice boy, but because he was her love child with the person she actually wanted to be with. And Feyre and Rhys think Baron must have discovered the affair when Lady Autumn was pregnant with Lucian, but there's no way to prove who the father was. And I was like, you're telling me there's not some type of paternity spell in Prithian? And they all need to be on an episode of Maury. Stat!
I mean, I think we can tell, and I think Baron can tell.
Yeah, no.
It's just, I know.
Plausible deniability or whatever.
Yeah.
So Baron, you know, probably definitely debated killing Lady Autumn because that's just who he is as a person, but luckily Lucien is passable as Baron's offspring. Lucien's power is flame, like Baron, but Rhys speculates that Lucien could have gotten that power from his mother. The only major thing about all of this is that Lucien is Hellion's sole heir and doesn't change anything in the war, but I mean, who knows what might happen?
Right. It could be important later. Might not be important now.
Yeah.
Could be. And you kind of already said this, but it just makes me so sad for all parties involved. Lucien for thinking his brother and his father hate him for no reason. Lady Autumn for being stuck with Baron. And Hellion clearly in love with her and unable to do anything about it. I also personally think that that's why Hellion is just a major sex panther and wants to bang everyone because he can't have the person he really wants. So
yeah. Hey, who knows? Yeah. Maybe they were having threesomes all over the place and
maybe they were. I mean,
no, it's harder to keep a secret with more people are involved.
Yes.
But yes, no, that's a good point. Poor Hellion.
Yeah.
Also interesting to point out that Lucien has fire magic and he's hunting a bird of flame. Will sparks fly when they get together?
Love that. Yeah.
At this point, Nesta comes in and Hellion tries to introduce himself to her, but she's like, I don't care. Feyre, I need to talk to you right now. It's just so funny.
Or dismissal. It was so great. She's just like, all right.
Yeah.
Yep, hello. Goodbye.
Right.
I don't want to talk to you.
Cassian also thinks it's really funny. He's trying not to laugh. Feyre and Nesta go to Nesta's bedroom, and Nesta's really anxious. She says they need to leave right now. And she's not being unsupportive necessarily, but she's being really careful, like how she's talking to Nesta. But Nesta's adamant that something feels wrong. But because Rhys and the others don't sense anything, Feyre's kind of being dismissive, trying to placate Nesta. But it doesn't matter to Nesta that the others aren't sensing anything is off. She's not like the others, and they need to leave. So Feyre suggests that Nesta can go back to Velaris, but Nesta says, I don't care about me. And she gets cut off by Cassian coming in. So Cassian takes Nesta seriously. She says, and almost like Feyre's like surprised that Cassian actually takes Nesta seriously. Nesta says, quote, it feels like there's this dread, this sense that I forgot something, but I can't remember what. So Cassian, Rhys, and Azriel, they all go and scope out the palace and the lands around it for miles and miles. They don't find anything amiss. Rhys even confirmed with Amren that everything's safe and sound in Velaris, so they stay. This makes me extremely anxious. I'm with you, Nesta. Let's get out of here. I'm sure we're not going to regret this decision.
I know. I was like, in this part, I was thinking, Elaine might be the seer, but let's be real. You should trust women's gut instincts. They're usually right.
Right. I know. Feyre's just being like, oh, are you sure? Are you sure you feel something? No one else is noticing anything. But they eat and drink and are merry or whatever. They stay the night. Hellion, Callias, and Vivian all hang out with them for a while. They have a nice night. Everyone starts to head off to bed. Mor and Hellion hook up, and Rhys and Feyre have a conversation about it in their bedroom. Rhys says Mor is acting like this because she gets spooked, and what Azriel did today scared the shit out of her. Azriel's reaction to Eris was a culmination of Azriel's feelings for Mor and the guilt over the deal/fiasco with Eris at the Court of Nightmares, and what Mor and Azriel are both trying to sweep under the rug about their relationship. Feyre's like, don't you think hooking up with someone's like the worst thing to do? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, they're grown-ups. They're very old grown-ups. Like, they can deal with their fucking weird-ass shit, Feyre. You're new here.
Yeah.
Also, it seems like Mor and Hellion both needed a distraction tonight.
Right. Like, let's distract ourselves by pretending that the other is someone else. That's what they're doing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Some heavy stuff happened today, you know? Rhys is basically like, when it comes to Mor and Azriel, it's not my chair, not my problem. Feyre, though, is a meddler, and she's like, but Azriel loves Mor. Does he? No. We'll never know. Yeah.
Sorry. No.
Sure, he might love Mor, but he also thinks Mor is happier without him and that he's unworthy of her. This is Rhys telling Feyre that. It sounds a lot like Rhys and the whole Feyre saga. Okay, except don't even get me started on that. Then there's some speculation about Cassian and Nesta and if they're mates or not. And then Rhys is like, Tamlin still loves you. Feyre's like, I know. Today was rough. Rhys also had to talk about Under the Mountain and Amarantha. That sucked, but Feyre's proud of Rhys for being brave enough to talk about all of that and tell the High Lords what really happened. There are some lovey-dovey moments about how Feyre loves Rhys, sees him for who he is, isn't afraid of him, and doesn't care about all of his past trauma. That means a lot to him. Feyre then tells Rhys that when she was in the Spring Court, she looked for his mother and sister's wings, but that Tamlin burned them long ago. So Rhys is obviously sad, but also glad that Tamlin offered them that peace. Feyre tells Rhys that it's weird being with Tamlin and Rhys under the same roof. She's like, we can't have sex tonight. It's too awkward. I can't just wear my crown for you and nothing else. Rhys, of course, is understanding. They cuddle. And so then the next morning at breakfast, Mor is kind of zoning out at the breakfast table. Cassian shows up. He makes fun of her a little bit. There's some banter about Helion and their sexual escapades. Cassian also asks about Nesta, who's fine but still worried. And then the crew all get ready for another day of arguing and plotting with the other High Lords. Feyre thinks about last night and how she and Rhys cuddling together was so intimate, like their souls were entwined. Feyre thinks about how much she loves Rhys. It feels overwhelming to her, and in a good way. She's ready to destroy the next person that insults him. Chill, girl. He's been asking for those insults for the last 500 years, basically, while cultivating his persona.
Exactly. He can handle it, and he's been preparing for this type of backlash. He knew it was coming. He's not surprised by it. So,
right.
If I were there, I would give Feyre a nice little pat on her head. For being the scary little chihuahua that she is.
Right, right.
Oh, you are so ferocious.
Yeah.
It's so cute. Yeah.
I know. It always pisses me off in books or movies where somebody can't just hold their tongue. This person is just saying that to get a rise out of you, and then you're giving them what they want, a reaction. It just drives me crazy.
Especially because I'm not that quick of a comeback person. If someone is trying to rage bait me, I'm kind of okay.
Right.
Mean.
Then later in the shower, I have a great thing to say.
I was 2 a.m. rolls around. I know exactly what I would have said.
The next time that exact same situation and conversation happens, I will know what to say.
I'm ready for the next time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Feyre's ready, I guess, to fight. The gang is all decked out in their fancy attire. Feyre thinks, quote, yesterday we had been ourselves, open and friendly and caring, which made me laugh. Today we showed the other courts what we'd unleash upon our enemies, what we were capable of if provoked, end quote. I was like, that's great. Glad we're being hard asses today, but do you seriously think yesterday you were open and friendly and caring? Your crew tried to kill multiple people. My thing is just don't say it. Who are you trying to convince? Couldn't be me.
It's and what we were capable of if provoked, I think you showed exactly what you were capable of because you were provoked.
Yeah, you were right.
Feyre.
God.
Goodness.
She's like, yep. Just, open and friendly and caring. I was like, you're insane.
And the other thing is too, is it's okay to be ruthless if that's what you really are.
Right.
But I don't, who are you? What are you? You don't seem to know which side of that coin you are on, actually.
No. I'm also all the things they were saying and doing felt 0% different than when they're in the Court of Nightmares. I don't really understand, how they were being different. So
maybe a little bit more maybe open.
Less,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. A little less hey, I'm going to break all the bones in your arm and tell you not to see a healer, but not that crazy. So they enter the meeting room and Helion's back to acting like a jerk again. Mor and Azrael are pretending like everything is cool, but they're being pretty careful around each other. And Thesan greets them all, but he does mutter a prayer to the cauldron once he clocks the Night Court attire and the looks on their faces, which made me laugh too. Being oh, for the love of God. Here we go. Helion tells Tamlin that he thoroughly reviewed the charts and figures Tamlin compiled.
I don't know when he had time for that since he was banging Mor all night, but okay.
I was just thinking that too. And you hung out with him all night.
All night. Yeah.
Before that.
He's a speed reader. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
yeah, right. He's the smart one that has the library, so maybe.
Yes, yeah.
Exactly. If Tamlin can rally his forces quickly, he and Tarquin might be able to hold the front line until the northern courts can bring their larger hosts. Tamlin's being grumpy and says he only has a third of his forces left after Feyre destroyed their faith in him. Feyre thinks, quote, I had done that in my rage, my need for vengeance. I had not thought long term, had not considered that perhaps we would need that army, end quote. Oh my God, there are consequences to my actions?
Exactly. It's like, that was your plan. Make his court flee and not trust him. You were successful.
Yeah.
I don't know what you thought was going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. And you were so fucking proud of yourself for being successful too.
Yeah.
But again, if we thought Tamlin's armies would be used by Hybern, which is
then
kind
it
of
was
what we
good
did
to dismantle them. Yeah, exactly.
Right. But before Feyre can really get going on her spiral, Nesta stands abruptly. It staggers back, clutching her chest. She almost falls into the reflection pool, but Mor catches her. Nesta's sweating and her face is deathly pale. She seems to be in pain and she's confused. She throws up. Something is terribly wrong. Helion and Thiessen use their magic to try to help or see what's going on with Nesta, but there's nothing wrong with her physically. It's the cauldron. Something is going on with the cauldron. Nesta moans, and then they all feel it. There's a shuddering through the earth, and then an impact. Rhys throws himself over Feyre to protect her from falling debris, and he's about to winnow away when everything stops. Silence. Nesta throws up again, and Rhys sends a spear of power out across the land. He says, the King of Hybern just used the cauldron to attack the wall. The wall is gone, shattered, across Prythian and on the continent. We were too late, too slow. Hybern just destroyed the wall. No! How did that mofo fix the cauldron enough to be able to destroy the wall?
I know. My notes on this quote were just fuck. We're screwed.
No, I know. The first time I read this too, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So here's another longer quote. Nesta's connection to the cauldron, Rhys mused as we gathered around the dining table in the townhouse, had allowed her to sense that the King of Hybern was rallying its power. The same way I, Feyre, was able to wield the connection to the High Lords to track their traces of power and to find the book and cauldron. Nesta's own power, own immortality, was so closely bound to the cauldron that its dreadful presence, when awoken, brushed through her too. That was why he hunted her, not just for the power she'd taken, but for the fact that Nesta was a warning bell. Ooh.
I don't know how he knew that, but cool.
Right.
I mean, it's interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Damage control time. No time to waste. Thiessen will be sending out shipments of Feybane antidote to every High Lord and army within 2 days, and he and his troops are readying themselves so they can join the Illyrians. Callias and Helion are mustering their terrestrial armies and are going to march as soon as possible. Tamlin is in a bad spot because the wall was along the entire southern border of the Spring Court, and his armies are in shambles. Thanks a lot, Feyre. Helion told Tamlin before he left the Dawn Court to get his people out of the Spring Court and to bring whatever host Tamlin could muster. Feyre feels guilty. I don't know. It doesn't really change the fact that Tamlin let Hybern into the Spring Court. We talked about this a lot. He let them examine the wall and learn about it. And this whole time too, when he brought Feyre back, he told Feyre she was going to be included in plans and that he wouldn't lie to her, right? That was part of him trying to make amends to her. Mm-hmm. But he still kept this big secret about his actual plans, if they were even real. Mm-hmm. You'd think, right? He didn't, I guess he would have to tell no one. I'm sure he was playing that close to the chest if that was true. But I don't know. You'd think you couldn't do that alone.
But he had the opportunity before Jurian and the twins showed up. He's like, hey, we got to kind of I'm going to keep you in the loop with all these things. And that was right before the Ianthe, confrontation the first time. He could have just said, hey, Jurian and the twins are coming and I don't trust them. We need, if he was truly going to, what you're saying, if he was really going to keep Feyre in with these plans, he would have told her beforehand, hey, they're coming and we kind of have to pretend we're on their side while they're here. That's all he would have had to say. And we could have believed his entire, his entire defense of himself in this part. But he didn't. So I don't believe him that was his plan all along. I just don't.
Yeah, I don't either. So, somebody go into Tamlin's mind, read it. We don't even know if he can shield. So that was my other thought too, was if you really were working against Hybern and those Daemati twins came and you don't know how to shield your mind because Feyre was having to shield you, how could you even keep that a secret that you're going to work against Hybern?
Exactly. Yeah.
And then plus, the evil twins were talking about how they were going to bring their troops through the Spring Court to the western border while Feyre was sitting there chomping away on that Faebane apple right before she left. So yeah, I just feel like Tamlin screwed himself. Feyre
Right.
definitely, she made the situation worse, but like, yeah, I just don't trust her.
Yeah. No, not at all. I completely agree. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He just, Tamlin.
I don't
Yes.
believe it for a second.
It's like he's, like I kind of said before, he's not seeing the consequences of his own actions. He's putting blame on all the bad stuff that's happening on other people.
Right.
On Rhys, on
Right.
Feyre, on Hybern himself. But what's interesting is that he still has faith in Ianthe, which I don't get
Yeah.
at all. Yeah.
Right. That is crazy.
What?
And not a single like, oh, I know I shouldn't have done this, but,
Right.
or like, I know this was bad, but it's all somebody else's fault.
Yep. Can't accept that anything was his fault. Yeah. Or that anything that was going wrong could have been because of something he did.
Right.
Yeah.
Ugh. Tarquin also tells Tamlin that Spring Court refuses to come to Summer Court. Tamlin winnows away. The Summer Court Armada is going to stay to guard the Summer Court cities because Hybern's right across the street, but the bulk of Tarquin's soldiers will march on land. As Tarquin and his group are leaving, Varian asks Rhys to tell Amren thank you. He also wants to tell her something else, but changes his mind and says he'll tell Amren himself the next time he sees her. Heart eyes.
Oh, Varian.
Oh, you pretty baby. So still no word from Baron. We don't know what he's doing or thinking. Whatever. Feyre and Nesta have bigger problems. Feyre's thinking about how they were too late to get to the wall and did all that research for nothing. Feyre's playing the what if game and thinking the wall coming down is probably her fault. Sure. The least vital member of the inner circle is also the sole person responsible for this failed plan. Got it. Makes sense.
Oh my gosh, Feyre chill. And not only that, but it sounds like we should be thanking Nesta for fucking up things, so at least it gave them some time. So, and also just Feyre, it's 0 ways your fault that the wall came down. 0, absolutely 0%. Yeah.
Feyre wanted to shelter Nesta and let Nesta build her strength, but maybe Feyre should have pushed Nesta and insisted they go to the wall, even though Nesta wasn't 100% ready. I don't know. She's just being Feyre about this whole situation. Nesta speaks up and says they should have evacuated the human lands months ago. The sisters are all sitting together at the table, along with Rhys, who says that they could evacuate the Archeron estate tonight, but Nesta knows they won't come to Prythian or want to leave their friends and families. Rhys also doesn't have enough magic to spirit a huge group of people away or anything like that. Plus, they don't have a place to go. So Elaine pipes up and says they could move them to Grayson's estate. Record scratch. Everyone looks at Elaine. Please remember, this is Elaine's fairy-hating fiancé, ex-fiancé. I don't know what he is anymore. But yeah, Grayson's father essentially made their house a fortress against the Fae, and he also grows ash trees and has a stockpile of weapons. They're like doomsdayers. They're preparing. They've been waiting for something like this to happen for a long time. Cassian says thick walls don't matter if the Fae that are attacking have magic, but Elaine's like, there are escape tunnels. Maybe it's better than nothing. Cassian suggests setting up a guard around the estate, but Elaine is adamant that won't work. Grayson and his father have specially trained hounds that can smell fairies, so it won't be easy to do something like that sneakily. Elaine volunteers herself as tribute and says she could speak to Grayson and try to convince him to offer refuge to the humans. Elaine suggests the others come with her so their scents can distract the dogs. Elaine wants Rhys to glamour her to make her look human, just long enough so she can talk to Grayson and convince him to help. Obviously, there are some risks involved with this, and it's very likely this could all end badly. Elaine is like, it already ended badly. Shit has already hit the fan. We just have to figure out how we're going to move forward at this point. So they decide they're going to leave in an hour after Rhys and Cassian prepare the Illyrians. Feyre tries to convince Elaine to let her talk to Grayson instead of Elaine. Elaine's like, he doesn't know who you are, and he hates Nesta, so I'm really the only choice. I was like, yeah. Plus, we know how good Feyre is at convincing humans to join the cause.
Or Feyre's ability to follow through with plans in general.
Yeah,
and do
I don't trust you at all.
I don't know what you're doing.
Shoot fire at him 2 seconds after he's like, no, they can't come onto my stage. Be like, actually, fire.
Yes, they can. Yeah.
Feyre tells Elaine that she's going to defend Elaine, but Elaine does not want Grayson to be hurt or killed under any circumstances. Feyre refuses to promise that, but she'll try her best not to let that happen. Elaine goes to dress, and Nesta and Feyre are left alone. Feyre tells Nesta that it's not her fault the wall was brought down before they could stop it. Nesta's also feeling guilty. Guess that's an Archeron trait. She thinks she should have stayed away from the High Lord meeting to keep practicing. But that would not have changed anything. Nesta would have just been in Velaris instead of in the Dawn Court when the wall came down. Now Nesta is kind of adrift. She doesn't have a purpose anymore. She's not sure what to do.
Well, these Archeron sisters have very similar qualities. Apparently, they need to have a known task in order to feel useful or have a purpose.
Right.
Like, Elaine couldn't even, do anything until someone was like, you are a seer. And then she was like, I am.
I'm a seer. Yeah.
And now I can have a normal thought now that someone's told me that. It's just
now
very
I can
interesting.
function again. Yeah. It is interesting. Feyre convinces Nesta to come with them to Grayson's estate and then travel with the army. With Nesta connected to the cauldron, she will be very handy to have around, and Nesta can tell them if the cauldron is being wielded again. Cassian comes back. He makes a joke about how dresses aren't good for flying, but Nesta has never worn pants before. You sweet little baby.
I know. Don't know what you're missing.
I know. Nesta's never going to wear a dress again. Right. Cassian makes a joke about her butt in pants, but Nesta's not in the mood to fight or do anything. She's not feeling great. Feyre's like, oh my God, did the cauldron break Nesta too? No, Feyre. Nesta's just having normal human emotions. She doesn't have to be a bitch all the time. Just because she's not being reactive doesn't mean there's something fucking wrong with her. God!
Right. She's going through a little bit of a crisis right now. It's probably more normal for her to not have her usual reactions to things. She's upset. Feyre, when you felt guilty about all the things that you feel like you should have been successful in, were you just the same person as you always were? No, you were not. Give her some grace. Oh my God.
Yeah, seriously. So then Cassian gives Nesta a very quick and dirty self-defense class and reminds her that Ash will hurt her now, so she has to be really careful. Right before Cassian leaves, he goes, I told you to come to training. And Nesta turns to Feyre and she's like, don't even start. This is so funny.
So great. I love it. Oh my God.
So then we cut to Feyre in Amren's apartment. Amren's also pissed. She was bested by the King of Hybern. Feyre has come to the conclusion that she can't really trust any of the High Lords and she's not going to rely on them. Feyre knows that the king expects Rhys to give everything to stop Hybern, and Feyre knows that Rhys will spend all of himself, destroy himself if it means a chance at winning, at survival. Feyre, you would do the exact same thing, or at least for the people you love. Maybe not for Prythian as a whole, but you would sacrifice yourself for.
Yeah. I've made this point before, but Rhys and Feyre really are perfect for each other. I mean, calls to like. They really match in this way. And I would almost put it as a broader, what is so similar with them in this, that they are very protective of their homes, of what is their home to them.
Yes.
Feyre is super protective of her sisters and the humans beyond the wall, because that was her home. That was where she was. And that's why Rhys is so protective of Velaris. That's his home. It's the place he loves.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this, in the first book, every time Feyre was worried about the mortal lands, it was more because her sisters lived there and her dad, her family lived there. That was why she was so worried about anything bad happening to the humans. And, that conversation her and Tamlin had, and he brought it up at the High Lord meeting of I would fight for tyranny. If I was old enough to have fought in the war, I would have fought against Hybern. And Feyre was like, I don't know if I was in your position, I would have fought against Hybern if it meant my family was put into danger. So that was really her only motivation. So the fact that I don't know how I felt about her going into battle and doing that. So I was so what, what is your actual motivation for defending, responding and fighting in the Summer Court? Because it's everything that's motivated her has been selfish before. So I guess maybe she's growing, but.
Yes. But I agree with that assessment of her. And just, what you said, it was really just those people that mattered to her. And now she's maybe growing, or maybe she just simply sees that if Hybern were to come in, then it would be her sisters at risk. It would be Rhys in the inner circle that would be at risk. It still is not necessarily for Prythian or everyone else.
Yeah.
It's still because those people would be affected. by the negative outcome of the war.
Right.
Where Rhys is definitely much more selfless, and his
Yes.
actions are much more for, we joked, the greater good, or
I mean, yeah.
So
I mean, he's been
Yeah.
it's like he's been leading this effort against Hybern and Amarantha for the last like he's the one driving this whole fight
Yes.
against them now, which is also interesting.
He's the
to me.
one.
Is like, how does he know and why is he in charge? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. He's the one that's decided that he needs to call everyone to arms and to fight this now. And
Right.
Yeah, very interesting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totes. So anyway, right. Feyre's not going to risk sacrificing everything to win this war. And so she asks Amren about the creature beneath the library. Amren says its name is Bryaxis.
That's how I say it.
Yeah, okay.
Bryaxis, yeah.
Okay, Bryaxis. But she doesn't tell Feyre what it is. Feyre tells Amren she made a bargain with Bryaxis, and Feyre wants to ask it for another bargain. Feyre needs Amren to examine the wards that are keeping Bryaxis down in the library, and Feyre needs Amren to explain things. The things are not clarified. So Feyre tells Amren they're going to the library right now. So Amren and Feyre go down to the bottom level of the library, and Feyre tells Bryaxis she wants to talk to it. Bryaxis is like, I'm not a dog. I don't come when called, except you just came when called. So Feyre is like, but I'm here to offer you company as part of our bargain. And also, I have a proposition for you. Would you be willing to fight in a war? It'll be really fun. And if you do a good job, we'll free you from your library prison. Amren confirmed with Feyre she could sever the wards, holding Bryaxis down in the library when the time was right. Bryaxis doesn't want to leave the library, though. The library is its home.
Who else does this sound like?
I know. Maybe it's there for a reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead, what Bryaxis wants in exchange is sunlight and moonlight and the stars. This stumps Feyre for a second, but Amren's like, psst, make a window. So Bryaxis is like, just to clarify, will I be able to hunt without restraint on the battlefields, drinking their fear and dread until I am sated? Feyre's like, that is macabre, but yeah, totally. But you can only drink the fear and dread of Hybern and only until the war is over. Okay, great. They have a bargain, and Bryaxis will wait until called. Feyre says, you will obey our orders in this war, fight for us until we no longer need you, and in exchange, we shall bring the sun and moon and stars to you in your home. Feyre's like, why does everybody want to stay in prison? That is so weird. Bone Carver?
They're happy there. Okay.
Yeah. It's just after 10,000 years or whatever, have you ever watched Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah.
Where like the guys get released from prison, they don't know how to function on the outside. It's like a big culture shock.
Very similar.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine 10,000 years of that.
I know.
Forget.
10,000 years in the Cave of Wonders ought to chill him out. How many Aladdin references can I make?
At least one an episode.
Yeah. An hour later, the gang's ready to go. They're going to winnow out to the Illyrian camp. Feyre's all decked out in her fighting leathers. Her new tattoo is concealed. Amren is staying in Velaris to keep studying the book, even though the wall is down.
God damn it, just unleash her already. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Seriously. Maybe Amren will find another way to nullify the cauldron that doesn't involve Feyre's brains getting melted. That'd be a plus. Also, Amren needs to be able to bring down the wards that are containing Bryaxis beneath the library.
Fine. I understand it, but I'm pouting about it.
I know. It seems like I don't know. Yeah, an asset that you need. Feyre will wait for when Hybern's army is fully upon them. And before she tells Amren to help her, they can't get the Carver to help them. Hopefully this is the next best thing. Feyre doesn't mention this whole plan to the others, though. Right before they all winnow away, everyone kind of hesitates and looks around the townhouse, takes it all in, understanding that this could possibly be the last time they ever see it. Finally, only Rhys and Feyre are left, and Feyre tells Rhys that the creature in the library is named Bryaxis and that Feyre made another bargain with it to fight for them in the war, and after they have to make it a window. And Rhys is like, Cassian will love that.
I was like, I think Cassian should be the one to install it, actually. For
yeah.
Bryaxis, that would be great. Yeah.
And knowing that Bryaxis is his like newest recruit in the army. Like, no. Feyre is also like, the Bone Carver can rot in his prison cell. Oh no, I hope the wind and the stone don't hear you say that. I'm done with his games. Bryaxis will have to be enough. Rhys and Feyre look around the townhouse. They take in every last detail, and Rhys wonders aloud if they'll ever see it again. Feyre promises that they will, and they winnow away to the war camp. Feyre really hopes that she's right.
I know
end.
She does tend to make some promises, like, Rhys, you're not going to die in this war. Everybody's going to be fine. And then she's like, just right here again, she's like, I promise you that we will see this townhouse again. And it's like, why do you keep saying these things?
Right. I promise I will not die. But yay! We finished part 3. No, part 2. God damn it.
We finished part 2. Yay! On to part 3. Yay! Holy potatoes.
Part 3 is called The High Lady, I think. If I'm remembering correctly.
It is High Lady. You are correct.
High Lady. No the.
Yes. No the. Just High Lady. Yes.
Yeah.
Not as in like hello, but High. High Lord.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah. A lot of stuff's been going down in this book.
Yes. It's this and I feel like it feels like we're bringing up a lot of stuff or like being overly like detailed, but I think that it's really important in leading up to some of the rest of the story that's getting ready to happen, that we do include some very important things that are unfolding in this part. And I think the High Lord meeting is just, it's crazy. It's wow. Tamlin showing up and fighting with Baron and Eris and Azriel and Mor's conflict. And then in the middle of the freaking meeting that they're there for, the wall comes down. I mean, it is just, it's an insane chunk of the book. It really,
right.
Yeah. Like if this book was actually broken up into the 3 parts, like that each were 3 individual books, like every single one would have ended on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Before getting, like this part ends and we're getting right. Like this next part is going to be the war.
It's war. Yeah. War is coming. I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, it's also, this felt like a crazy part because there's so many new characters.
Yes.
You've never met for the first time, and all of their entourage, and learning how
like you've heard about them, or you saw them for a moment, maybe under the mountain, like it was just brought up that they were there. So this is like hearkening back to book 1. I mean, it's a lot of information, a lot of new faces, a lot of new people, and yes,
totally, yeah. So this was an entertaining to read for sure, and it was fun for Tamlin. So out of pocket, just being like, "What are you talking about?"
God, I hate you. It's confirmed. I still hate you. Yes.
Yeah. I was like, maybe he's going to make some good points when he comes. No, he didn't. I don't trust him at all. I don't believe it. And your delivery could have been different, and then I maybe would have been more sympathetic to you. But alas,
it was not.
You're being a jerk. So thanks for listening. If you did that, I know when you're talking about like, this is really detailed, and I'm like, I feel like if anybody is still listening right now, they want the detail.
They do. That's true.
Yeah, no.
Very true. Yeah.
So thanks if you listened. Next week we're gonna take a little break in between parts 2 and 3, and we're gonna do a bookmarked episode where we talk about our favorite romance tropes and our least favorite romance tropes.
Yes.
And I was also thinking it's a good time, and we could do a June and July roundup too of just like what we read the last 2 months and just talk about some books for fun.
That sounds great. I would love that.
I'm excited.
Yes.
Okay.
Me too. Yay.
So okay. Well, stay tuned, and in 2 weeks we will be on part 3 and starting to wrap up this book. I now have gotten to the point where, I mean, I do remember like, I don't really remember a lot. I remember some like a few important the big things, but I can't remember all the little details. And so this will be fun.
Yeah, it will be. Cannot wait.
Yeah. Well,
Thanks,
we,
everybody.
we love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.